Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is Cee, certified brewhead.
And I am Nathan from NathanDoesBeer.
And welcome to episode 144 of BrewHeads, the podcast Adjunct series. Nathaniel, we're taking it to Quebec tonight. I'm excited.
Yes, we are. It's been a little while.
It has been a while, and that's something we're definitely proactively trying to remedy as much as possible. Obviously, Quebec is half of what we focus on here for the most part, so we want to make sure we're shining the light on some of our fave Quebec breweries. And tonight, I can probably speak for you comfortably here in that we are both extremely excited to be chatting with this brewery. Maybe Nate's shirt, if you are watching as opposed to listening, will give a bit of a hint. I personally discovered this brewery earlier this year via our good mate Troy at Badlands. And Nate, I believe you were already familiar with the brewery and you'd been there multiple times based on the location of your in-laws. Is that accurate?
That's right. That is right, yes.
Yes. So, Nate had been there a bunch and picked us both up stuff. And it blew my mind how good these beers are. Like, I can't express how dope they are. They got cosigns with all of the best of the best in, at least this eastern part of Canada for very, very good reason. And we're going to be gushing over this tonight. I'm extremely excited. Let's just get this going. Folks,
Let's do it.
Please welcome Guillaume from the Ketch Brewery. Make some noise. My man, welcome.
Sir.
Oh, I muted you, Guillaume. There we go.
Okay.
That was my fault.
I was saying that you got a nice crowd.
We always bring them, keep the crowd there for the guests. Got to make sure everyone feels comfortable and welcome. Dude, super excited to be chatting. Like I said, we're saying off air as well. Both massive fans of everything you guys have been doing. I really feel like I don't know if you guys have been this dope the whole time you've been open, because that means you've been flying under the radar for some crazy reason, but I really feel like I see you everywhere right now. I feel like, the right people are talking about you, so I'm excited to get into the story and hear all about it. So, shall we get into a beer first and foremost, and then we can get started on the convo?
Yeah. The 54?
54.
Doc 54.
Are you like me and you got like a small cooler just beside you?
Yes.
That's right, yes.
It's extremely handy.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it.
Perfect.
Look at that. So this is one of your Doc series of beers, which are typically all New England IPAs, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's a IPA and double IPA.
Okay.
Sometimes it's double just for fun. It's an explorative series with like every number is a hop or a hop combo.
Okay.
And sometimes we rebrew, but sometimes it's a one-shot deal and we will never rebrew it again.
Gotcha.
So this one is 100% Nectaron. So and you will see that it's like kind of darker as usual.
Yeah, I was gonna say color's interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, this beer is not oxidized. It's really because we are using like craft malt, and for that batch of Turo, I didn't check the specs, so I was just surprised while brewing. That was like 3-house color, right?
Yes, that's a great comparison.
Kind of just a little bit brownish, like gold brownish, and it was a surprise, but it didn't. The taste is still there. Pretty tasty, pretty Nectaron, like kind of. I think Nectaron is kind of like the New Zealand Citra, kind of the same spec with sometimes onion, sometimes not, fruity, citrus, and you got a creamy beer. Yeah, super.
Sure do.
Super hazy. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Wicked nose.
Ooh.
That is thick. Oof.
Yeah, it's really thick.
Wow. That is spectacular. Yeah. That's 6.5 as well, which is great. That's my personal money zone for IPA, so I love that you guys do that. That's fascinating. So the I guess the malt you said like craft malt. So was it local like Quebec malt?
Yeah, it's from. Usually we don't got those surprise, but this one I just switched to two row and I didn't check the spec, so I just wondering if will be like a little bit darker than Pilsner malt.
Okay.
So when I brew, I was holy shit, this is dark, and finally the result is still pretty good.
Okay.
The malters is Cola Flamme, located in BAOS. They use pretty much local around the malters place, maltery, La Malterie, and they use a couple of farms just around their place, and it was like the first time I used those malt, I say okay, that's it. I will be 100% for the base malt. I use Cola Flamme all the time.
Okay.
Really good malt, really good pilsner. So now I'm buying both pilsner, two row, and the wheats, the raw wheats, and the malted wheat is by there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, this is one thing I actually have wanted to ask. Almost all the IPAs that I've seen and had, at least, are the IPA or miel, so like with honey. What's the deal with the honey? Is it like a important part of the process?
Yeah. When I get hired at the brewery at the beginning, they had one beer only, one recipe. It was the blonde with honey.
Right.
So a couple of months after I noticed that people thought that that blonde beer was like sweet, but it was not. So I just removed the honey because it's a local place. They just in the same village that they make that honey. So we wanted to add in that beer a local touch. So I just moved the honey to the IPA, and I was okay, that's it. And I did that because of the Trillium Cutting Tiles series.
Yes.
I'm a love. One of my first love in New England was the Trillium beers, and the cutting tire with Vic Secret at this moment when Vic Secret was good. I just thought, okay, I will move the honey to the IPAs, and now it's our signature. So all the IPAs except one is with honey.
Okay. And the one that doesn't have honey, is that like that was just for fun?
It's the American IPA, the Yankee.
Gotcha, which we'll get to later. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a fascinating beer, man. Like this is similar to your other stuff that I've had, but also very different.
Yeah, it's an explorative series, so we always tweak the grain bill sometimes, just small revision, just small tweak, and the ops is never the same, but sometimes we tweak the op schedule. Sometimes we're back at the usual business with the ops on the outside, so we're putting ops at 60 minutes, like a lot, like 20 IBUs, and we're also putting ops at 20 minutes for 5 IBUs, and we make a big whirlpool, like a big one. Like I guess the beer is probably expensive to make, but it's good.
Yes, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's a lot of hops too. It's just like this, the thickness. I don't know if I've ever had an IPA at this ABV this thick. This is just bonkers. This is like an imperial stout or something.
Yeah, I can confirm that you will have another one later. The 54. It's like just outstanding thickness.
Yeah, which is fascinating. It's got a lot. It's super dank. Lots of citrus pith. A little piney, bitter. Hella tropical though, like tons of the tropical flavors.
like really like super juicy stone fruit like going on with it. It's really, really nice.
That's what juicy stone fruit's exactly right. Yeah, man. Super impressed as always. It's fascinating. I actually want to know as well, the series, did you start from like Doc 1? Was that like a part of it? Yeah. Okay.
No, you know, the brewery was super small at the beginning. So I was hired in 2019, and it was a 2 BBL brewery. So at this time, I
Right.
was a home brewer. I didn't know like how to use those hardware. And after that, I have super small and shitty fermenter that it was really horrible to make IPA. So at the beginning, I made some good IPAs, but it was not optimal. It was not like I know I could be I could brew better IPAs at this moment. So
Right.
when we upgrade to a 10 BBL system, we start the dog series at this moment. So we came with a new cane format. So at the beginning we were with crawlers, 750 milliliter, and when we moved to the big brewery, the 10 BBL, so we just bought a regular canning line and forgot the 16 ounces can.
Right.
Um, and at this moment, we started the Doc 01 was just 100% Citra. And
Good start.
after that, we just started this experimental series.
Okay. Are they like monthly or just whenever you feel like it?
Oh, I can said one batch. It's like 2 doc by 3 weeks,
Okay.
approximately. So
Okay.
I have a 10 BBL system. So I brew a 10 BBL base beer batch that I split into 5 BBL fermenter, and then I do 2 different dry ups to get doc 53 and 54 at the same moment.
Gotcha. Right. That's cool. That's pretty convenient.
Yeah. Yeah,
I like
because
that.
people want to have new beer each time, so that's the way to bring more new beer.
Yeah. Smart. And
Yeah.
particularly, it's like you said, exploratory series where
Yeah.
you're messing around. There's no rules. It's just testing. And if is it always the same base for the 6.5 at least, or just sometimes?
Sometimes it's double, but at that moment when we do double, we just do a 5 BL at the time. Not
Okay.
we don't do a split batch of two
Gotcha.
doubles.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
this is fantastic, dude. This is a fascinating start. I'm loving it. The You kind of touched on this a little bit, but let's get your story, man. Like, how did you personally get into craft beer, and then how did that lead up to you joining Ketch?
So I was a radio host for 15 years,
Wow,
from 2001 to 2015, and then Bell Media just fired like 2,000 people in Canada, so I lost my
damn.
job. And at this moment, I was like video game reseller. So I was doing garage sale and buying all video games like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and resell it on eBay. And I
Smart.
leave. It was my job for like 3 years at
Wow.
home to just going to United States and just go to garage sale and buy cheap video games and resell it in here at home. And then I was like
Wow.
visiting a lot of brewery there. I was a craft beer fan, but at this moment I start to homebrew.
Right.
And when my new job starting to get less wealthy, I don't know what's the name, like
What's the
Yeah,
phrase?
I
like less
made less
profitable.
money. Yeah,
Hmm.
so there was less game to buy and everything. So I just saw that at that brewery, the Catch, the brewer left. So I just bring a home brew to the owner and I say, if you want to, I can make beer. Taste it. If you like it, I can make beer in your system, but just show me how to use your system. And he liked my beer, and I started to brew in that small system at this moment.
Nice.
And then my first beer was really shitty, like the worst of the world. But yeah,
Was
and after 1 years, I asked for buy some share of the brewery. So now I'm co-owner with them,
nice,
and yeah, that's my new job now.
dude. That's awesome. That's pretty. That seems like a pretty quick like homebrew to like head brewer sort of thing.
Yeah,
How
4 years,
4 years of
4 years, like
homebrewing?
yeah, no, say 1 year of homebrew,
Jeez.
and then and 4 years now, 4 years at the brewery. Yeah.
Wow. That's a smart move to buy shares in the company and be a co-owner. I love that for you, man. That's
Yeah,
really
at that
cool.
moment, yeah, they was keeping some shares for a passionate brewer. So I was that man.
Mm.
So I just bought that share, and now I'm really happy with this.
Yeah, man. Good for you, dude.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks.
I'm happy. I love
Yeah,
you.
that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool idea, like on their part to kind of have that set aside. I presumably in the hopes that like that their new head brewer would have would have like literal and like and just also kind of like have a literal sense of ownership in the like over the product. It's like it's a pretty good idea and good on you to jump on that.
Yes, but we are a lot of it's a family business. So I'm the only
Hmm.
person in that business that who's not in the family. So they are
Okay.
with me. We are nine. I think we are nine owners. So
Okay.
just have small shares of all the brewery, but every people in the business have like is I don't know, quality. Like I'm doing beer, someone's doing the marketing, someone's is a lawyer. So yeah.
So most of the people who own the brewery are also working for the company too.
No, 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 no. Only I would say uh, full time we are 3 person, but
Oh,
some person like some people just work sometimes like part times.
gotcha.
If
That's
you
cool too.
Yeah.
That's good. It's always better. There's like a different passion, I think, for when people have an ownership in the company. And beer is a tough place to be right now. So it's I think it's extra important that everyone
Yeah,
involved.
but the original uh, goal of this brewery is to serve the community of Sainte-Flavie, Montjoly, because if we would not have the pub actually, uh, I think we will be closed because there's no more place on the shelf for breweries.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty
Yeah.
tough. So then,
Mm.
when did Le Ketch open originally?
Uh, it opened in 2018, and at this moment there was no brewery, so we were selling local beer from other brewery.
Oh,
And the next year they hire, is it the good word, hire,
yeah, they
like when
hired.
you got the job, yeah, okay.
Yep, hired.
So
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
they hired a brewer, and he left after 2 months. So I was there in September 2019.
Okay, so you've basically ran the ship for
Yeah,
the majority of the
uh,
time.
yeah, last 2 months.
Okay, less 2 months. Okay, so
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the thing I always get like when I discover like a brewery that is just phenomenal, I get like annoyed that no one told me about it or that I didn't discover it earlier. I know you said before that your first beer was what wasn't great, but how long from when you started at the end of 2019 to when the beers got like this good? Was it
Uh,
immediate or did that take a bit of time?
yeah, it was on and off. Like after, because I'm a hophead, so I love IPAs, and I always go to New England, Vermont, Portland, New York, just to taste all the brewery. So I made a lot of research and development. So I guess after maybe 1 years, I have we have a flagship called Brume du Littoral. It's a double IPA with Citra, Vic Secret, and Galaxy. That was good at the beginning, but now it's hard to to make it good because of the Galaxy and the Vic Secret. But
Yeah.
that's another
Mm.
story. Um, yeah, I guess I got like really nice batch of that Brume du Littoral that I tweaked a lot to maybe come to the green bill of the new doc actually. So I guess to answer your question, 1 year, maybe 1 year or 1 year and a half. But I can definitely tell you that the beer was good. at the moment that we hit the new factory, like the 10 BBL system. And I met a lot of people in the industry that helped me. Like the local brewery called L'Octan helped me a lot. Ralbach helped me a lot. And then I met some people at Messeram. Before it was Messeram, Gab from Messeram helped me. And I guess Troy was the person that make me how to tell this, just
Like want to improve, want to get the
yeah, he helped me so much to improve the IPAs. So I have to thank him all my life for this. Yeah.
That's awesome. How
Troy's the man.
Troy's the best. He does some of the best, the IPAs with some of the best buddies
Yeah.
in the country. How did you connect with him?
That's my. Well, I just write him.
Oh, easy.
I just write him. I wrote to the Badlands. I wrote to the Badlands Messenger account and say, "Hey, I love your IPA. I would like to do a trip to drink some of your IPA and maybe chat with you and just can you maybe show me your brewery and tell me some tips or something."
Okay.
And you say yeah. He say no. He say no. He say no. I don't have the time. I just got a new baby, but he say if you want to ask me some question, just ask the question here. And we chat like 6 months, 7 months together before I get there to make the collab. Captain Troy.
Amazing. Did you
Yeah.
do a collab?
No. I went there to make Doc 15369. I don't remember the number, and then we brew Captain Troy
On your
in
side.
Sainte-Flavie.
Yeah. Did Troy come out to do it?
No,
No?
but he said I got his Citra, selected Citra, and he gave me his yeast. So his special yeast that he's growing like since I don't know how many months. So yeah.
That's awesome. I
Yeah,
really love
basically the yeast that that goes into all Badlands IPAs that everyone in the province knows and loves. There's a hint of that in some in some Ketch beers. How cool is that?
That's dope.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if he. I'm not sure I understand your question. Can you repeat?
Oh, it wasn't a question. I was just saying it was really dope.
Okay. Yeah, but he gave me that yeast that it's like that yeast is like a repeat yeast. I don't know how many times, and it muted to a new form, a new taste. It tastes every beer that every Ballon beers that Troy used that yeast, you can taste it easily because I think
Yeah.
he had two yeast, but when you got that yeast, that special one, you can taste it easily. I love Troy's beer.
It's very cool. I love that it's like all of the breweries who make exceptionally high quality beers, particularly IPAs, seem to know each other. So it's like
Yeah.
when I think I might have seen either Nate told me about it, about you guys, or I got that beer, the collab that you did on the Badlands side, and I think, oh, well, who are these guys? Like, this is fucking dope, and looked into it some more, and then Nate's in-laws live in Rimouski, so he's close by. So I was like, bro, like, this is wild. He's like, oh, I've been there before. Like, okay, maybe I didn't try the right stuff. And you went there, and you were like, whoa, this is crazy. So was that accurate?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll fill in the blanks there because like the one time that I had been to the Ketch prior to that collab wasn't must have been very soon after the open, and it was at the time when you guys were just selling other breweries' beers, and it was a case of like and we'll get into more of the brewery itself in the next in the next spot, but like the restaurant was really cool. It's got this gorgeous view of the river, but like I didn't have it there weren't any house beers available at the time, so so I didn't really have any reference point for that. So when I saw that that there was a collab with Badlands, I'm like, okay, hold on now, like there's something different. There's something different going on here, and that's what and that's when. That's when C and I we're hitting up Troy to say like, okay, like fill us in on like on what's the deal with the Ketch. And then the very next time that we were in Rimouski to see my in-laws, I'm like, we need to go to the Ketch immediately. I need to try I need to try what they're brewing now.
And then you messaged me from the brew, and you were like, "Bro, Troy's not bullshitting. Like, this is phenomenal." I'm like, he's like, and then you send me a picture of all the beers. I'm like, just give me one of everything. Like, it was very cool. And Troy I was like, "Yo, what's the deal?" And he goes, "Oh man, they're really cool." He goes, "All their stuff I've had is phenomenal." I'm like, "Really? Okay." Like, it was like Nate had the exposure to you guys, and I hadn't even really. I guess maybe at the time you guys hadn't really made a huge sort of splash in Montreal, because that's where I was, and I feel like everyone there was like excited about the other Haze from there, Miss Orm and Sir John and Brewski and so on and so forth, and Bar Canada, blah blah blah. So anyway, I guess the point is it's been very cool to sort of watch, and now I feel like I see your stuff everywhere. I feel like you did the collab with Kanawaki with Drew, which is super dope, and
that's a nice guy.
Drew's a champion, such a good guy. So I don't know, it's just very cool, man, to see, to come from a place where I'm just discovering it. And funnily enough, I discovered you when I came out to Ontario. I live in Ontario now, so when I lived in Quebec, I wasn't aware. So now I discovered it here. I'm like, fuck, now it's harder to get the stuff, which is always the way. But fortunately, Nate is there semi regularly, so we have the ways. And I guess you guys do some distribution, fortunately, which is
yeah, we started to distribute in Montreal in the off season last year, I think, and we're just starting. I don't know when this podcast will be released, but
like 2 weeks.
But we'll be probably having some stuff in Montreal at this moment. We're releasing like those IPA we are having tonight next week to the distribution to all Quebec, like Gatineau, Montreal, Quebec, Sherbrooke, Saguenay. Yeah,
that's great to know. So if you are in any place around Quebec that you just mentioned, and you want to try these beers, because you're gonna need to try these beers, you be able to check your local dep, the specialty beer store, and just ask for it. Ask it. Get the Ketch in, goddammit.
And on that note, it's probably a good time to crack into the next beer.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So which I guess we can have the Yankee right now.
Yeah, split it up a bit.
So it's the black sheep of the beer, of our IPAs.
So this is an American IPA, if I'm not mistaken.
It's kind of a hybrid New England.
Oh, yes. I remember Nate got me this one. This was fire.
But this one is kind of a work in progress. I think we got the right balance right now. The last one was not enough hoppy for me. This is the new batch.
Beautiful.
You'll see it's kind of a New England, but with those hops like Cascade, Centennial, Columbus, Chinook. So just the piney ones, citrus ones.
Some very classic American IPA C hops.
Yeah.
But it looks like a New England IPA.
Which is fun.
It sure does, my goodness.
I wanted to ask about that too, because I remember having this beer and expecting a clear, kind of more West Coast type of situation, which it definitely has those vibes, obviously. But why did you choose to keep this beer hazy for a beer that's intended to be like an American IPA?
Because the Haze tastes something.
Yeah.
Haze is tasty. So
that's the episode name.
Episode name right there.
Okay, reading each other's minds. I like that. Haze is tasty. Hey, simple, to the point, factual.
There is taste. I saw this. I saw this sentence in on a board, a chalkboard. I think it was at River Roost.
Oh, in Vermont.
Brewery. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was they wrote like, we find taste in the Haze. I don't think anyway. So yeah, they are right. when you got something in suspensions, like floating.
It's beautiful, right? And it just looks so pretty. It's the
Sure
nose is
does.
great.
Yeah, it's different. Like it's more piney, but
Yeah,
that's we want to have in that beer.
it's gorgeous. I love it. I'll wait for Nate to take the photos.
I'm still here.
No, I see.
It's sticky. It's
It's
sticky in
sticky.
the mouth. Yeah.
And it's 6% as well, so it's like a touch less than the docks. Why?
Yep.
I do like I said personally, like the 6.5 is kind of like the between 6 and 7 is my favorite zone. Why do you do that?
For Quebec, I think it's technical because we can, we all it's wrote 6.5 on the cans, but sometimes it's like 6.2 or 6.7. But the law in Quebec, after 6%, you have
The
1%. No, you have 1%. No. You have 1% of buffer. So you can write 7%, but it
Okay.
can be 6.1 or 7.9. But on the can it said 7%. See, just to be legal. So 6.5 was like, but I'm trying to get the 6.5, but sometimes it's a little bit less because we are using craft malt, and sometimes it's a little bit more. So I think this one is really 6.5
Gotcha.
for real.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
But at the
gentlemen?
beginning, if we write 6%, it's because we wanted 6%.
God, that was the aim. I guess you have to make the cans
Yeah.
first. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys. Yeah.
Cheers.
The body is just so good, so good. So creamy and fluffy. You are right. Definitely dank, citrus pith, resin, pine, but still tropical. It's still like super
Yeah,
tropical.
and
It's just more bitter.
yeah,
Yeah.
and not even like definitely bitter because it's certainly got the grapefruit pith thing going on. But like
Exactly.
even overall, if I was to taste this without looking at it, I would definitely be thinking American IPA purely on the hop profile alone. Because it's got the grapefruit pith, it's got that it's got that piney bit to it, and
Yeah,
where you're saying where it's like sticky and whatnot, where
very
what that
sticky.
always tastes like to me is kind of like the pine sap sort of thing. It really goes along well with the piney with the piney flavors. Like the resinous sweetness comes along like a sticky sap sort of thing, which is very often comes out in those in those classic C hops. So then you've got that along with a hazy New England IPA body. That's just a phenomenal combo right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm using the same techniques that for the dock, not the same grain bill, no honey, but same technique for dry hopping and whirlpool, same amount, but just different hops. Yeah, I'm pretty like those hops. I remember like in 2020, I made IPA called CCC. There was no Columbus in it. So it was Cascade,
Mm.
Centennial, Chinook, and everybody buy all the crawler super fast. So I
Right.
say, okay, I'll do it again. So just after 2 or 3 batch, I just and when then we go to the factory with the 10 BBL system, and at this moment we just name it Yankee because it's kind of an American IPA, and all the those cans they are not branded, they are like generic, like Yankee, the other one Sierra Charlie. We just use alphabetic letters,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie.
Hmm.
So we
Yep.
just named all the beer with this kind of the Maritimes language for all our beer. So dock, uh, weather with
Right.
Brune
Right.
du
Right.
Littoral, like
Okay.
fog. Yeah. So yeah.
That makes sense. I like that. I guess yeah. Even Yankee is the alphabet thing. I was wondering
Yep.
about the duck. I guess duck is the same word in French, or is that
Oh no, I think it's K.
Oh,
K.
QAY. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So why the English name for the dock?
I think because it's it's kind of French too. So not kind of French, but it can be used in French.
Right.
And we just use this because we didn't want to just elaborate some branding every time. So we just number it like Treehouse, like Curiosity 155.
Yeah.
So we just have to use the same branding, change the color, change the hops, and we got a new cans just for the fastest way to get our can and label at this moment. Yeah.
That makes sense. So then your inspiration for these beers. So was there anyone local that you were trying to sort of like, oh, I want to make beers like that, or was it mainly like you said, like Trillium, Treehouse, the New England, Vermont stuff?
Yeah, I I tried that at the beginning when I was just starting to brew at the brewery. I tried a lot of experience to get like Treehouse style, but was not good. So I just find a way to get just nice beer. I read a lot of blog of I watch a lot of video just learning by myself because I didn't go to the brewing school here in Jonquière. So yeah, Treehouse. My first Trillium at this moment when I had my first Trillium, that just blew my mind. But yeah, Trillium, Treehouse.
With the main
Now
inspo.
Fiden's good, making good beers.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
and Badlands make probably the best IPAs in Canada. So yeah,
Okay. So it was you were drinking the best and you were like, I want to make beers like the best, and then you've applied
yeah.
just, all those
But with
learnings.
my
Your
style,
twist. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
my twist with the honey and but now we probably use a lot of New Zealand hops, like
Like
just
Nectarines
Mm,
and
I'm just
yeah.
starting to just buy less of American hops because I think we got more best result with the New Zealand hops, especially from Freestyle. Still buying hops
Yeah.
from Yakima too, like the Nectaron, Citra, Superdelic, but both two of out of three are from New Zealand. So I think I could live with all New Zealand hops easily.
yeah, they don't mess around.
New Zealand is really popping right now, and like especially with how freestyle has just gotten everywhere in the
Yeah.
last like 6 months, I would say.
Yes. Something changed. I noticed breweries kept mentioning freestyle hops, and I thought it was like incognito or cryo, like it was a style. And I think Troy was the one. He was like, no, it's a
No, it's a
hop
farm.
farm.
It's
It's a farm.
independent hop farm. Yeah,
Right. They just
Yeah.
and it's like a terroir. It's like I don't know if it's the temperature there or the soil. It's freestyle. It's like I
Yeah, there's
wouldn't.
something magical there.
Oh yeah, that's it's cheating. It's really cheating. Yeah.
it's a beautiful country. I'm from Australia, and the Aussie hops were killing it up until then. Then all of a sudden, it was all Australian hops that people were obsessed with, and then boom, New Zealand kind of felt like it came out of the blue with like tons of different like hop
Yeah.
varieties that were just mind blowing. All of them. There's nothing shit there at all. It's crazy.
Galaxy and Vic Secret was my favorite hops like 3 years ago, and I don't know what happened, but it's different now. So I just turned my way to New Zealand
Yeah,
hops.
you're right. Funnily enough, it was Troy who was telling us that the Galaxy had a weird run for a time, and I think it's kind of what you were saying before, Guillaume, about like both Galaxy and Vic Secret, and like the Galaxy sort of started to become a little unpredictable, and different harvests were tasting different, and they weren't consistent, and I think and then obviously it's a very dominating hop. So I think it kind of just lost its popularity when you've got all these tropical, beautiful New Zealand hops. Like, why would you
Uh,
go there?
I remember made 100% Galaxy beer that was not arch, but if I would do the same right now, it will be super cigarette, and
Ugh.
I don't know what how to tell it. I don't know how to say it, like hot, spicy, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
when
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like
yeah.
too much green and super powerful. Now, something happened. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Do you remember what Troy said, Nate, about that specifically, or was it just
Not
bad
sp
batches?
No, not specifically. I don't know. Like it wasn't even just bad batches. It was like a bad year for them.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Um,
Yeah, bad harvest
yeah,
was the word.
and and I think it must have lasted for like for even more than a year because I think even right now, like Guillaume was saying, like 100% Galaxy is not popping right now.
No, it's pretty rare to see it. I feel like I'm definitely seeing like all whatever Nectaron or Wakatu or Moteka actually more often. There's just so many. Rawaka is killing it. Like there's just so much. There's so many different great ones from there that I guess they are even probably
Uh,
dominating Pacific
I
Northwest.
think I think the good days are forward. So
Yeah,
maybe Galaxy will be great again sometimes. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
make Galaxy great again. I respect it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We should do shirt.
the Australian hop farmers should do the shirts.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
they need it. Fuck,
Uh,
go on.
yeah. So like we've touched on this a little bit, but maybe we can dig into this a bit more with Le Ketch itself as and kind of maybe what's popping in Sainte Flavie
Yeah,
to locate it for for people who don't know. It's like if you're heading east from Quebec City on the south shore of of the St. Lawrence, you pass Rimouski, and about a half hour's drive after that on the way to on the way to Gaspésie, you'd pass through Sainte Flavie, and right on the river there in Sainte Flavie you would get to the Ketch, and with that kind of geographic placement in mind, do you want to tell us a bit more about like the brewery and the restaurant itself, and just kind of its place in the region?
Yeah, but I think the success of the catch is it's because of two things. The venue, the place. It's amazing. You know, you are on the patio, and you walk like 1 seconds, and you're on the beach after that. There's a lot of
Yep.
picnic table outside. You're really on the beach. The
right.
view
Take a
It's
is
look.
the view is amazing.
It's absolutely it's breathtaking. Like he's
Yeah,
not exaggerating like when he says you're really right on the beach. Like you look out and you see nothing but water. You
Right.
yeah.
can't even see the other side of it.
Wow.
And that's the reason we are making other beer than IPAs. So we're making like blonde wheat, red ale, sours, and fruited wheat, because all the people stopping at the venue don't want are not all opids. They
That's
don't
fair.
want IPA. Maybe they're just stopping because it's a nice place. So we have like regular beer too that we make, and I can say on the summer when it's the red season, um, we sell the same amount of blonde beer than IPAs. So
Hmm.
Mm,
so not every people want to drink hops. So yeah, that's the first reason for the success of Le Catch, and I think after that the IPAs help a lot, because when we started the distribution, um, at the beginning we're selling a lot of kind of beer, but the more we're going through December, the more we all sell. The only sales we make is IPAs. So we
Hmm.
just sell IPAs after that for the Quebec, the province sales. But locally, we can sell a lot of blonde and red ale all year long. Yeah.
Interesting. So then, I was like, based on all of this, like if you really think about, I've been to Gaspésie from Montreal, and like that shit is far. And on the way, I didn't get to stop in Rimouski, but I was like, oh, that's where it is, because I knew it because of Nate's in-laws. He'd always told me about it. And this was 2020, I think I went out there. So if you think of like how far that is, how do you think the word spread about the quality of the beers? Because I feel like just like, you know, you're a haze guy, you know how to find haze. I guess maybe that's the answer. I guess was that haze, people just know how to find it. But how do you think the word got out originally when you were a restaurant that had other beers, and then you had a small system, and then you got a big system, and then that's when things changed? Like, being that like maybe people who'd been there earlier, it wasn't something that everyone was talking about, then all of a sudden these beers started to get like really good. How did that word get around, you know, at the very least around Quebec?
I don't know. Maybe I love I have a large circles of friends. Maybe I guess it was talking about the A's gave them at the beginning, and the word spread. I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay.
I'm happy them. I'm happy though to that the word maybe on tap. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
Untapped actually. Do you know where you are, like in the rankings of the breweries?
I saw I was over 4. Yeah,
Oh,
over
over
4 point somethings. Yeah,
for the whole thing. Do you know what?
overall.
You know how they've got that thing. Look, I don't really check it for that. I've checked it once or twice, but you know, some people really pay attention to like the top breweries in Canada. Do you know where Le Ketch is on that list?
No.
It must be up there. You have to be. I mean, maybe that's
Yeah,
where people find it too.
you can check. Tell
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I'll
Like
check.
I can maybe I can fill something in there. I mean,
Yeah,
I can
please.
only speak to I can only speak to my experience with how the like with how I discovered it, and and I think it's really for exactly the two reasons that that Guillaume was already saying. Because because I obviously found out about it at first from my in-laws. Um, my in-laws who live in Rimouski were well, one of the times that we were visiting there, they suggested that, like, you know, we gotta drive up to Sainte-Flavie to go to to go to this place called Le Ketch, because and their reason was because, you know, it's uh and my in-laws work in work in the tourism industry in Rimouski, so they know, so they kind of know the touristy areas in the in the whole region. So so they
Mm.
probably heard about it through some connections there, and knew that it was right on the river, had this absolutely gorgeous view from the patio. That was the main thing that brought us there the first time. Um, so that was the main draw right off the bat, which was reason number one that that Guillaume gave right there. And then beyond that, then when I started seeing the collab with Troy, and I'm like, okay, like that's that's triggering a red alert for for me, that this is something to check out. Then there's there's kind of a haze angle here that that's there's something popping with that.
Hmm.
So it's whichever one of those could, because like the touristy angle could would certainly speak to people, like to anyone traveling in the region, and especially in 2020 when so many people were doing exactly what you did, like when you're traveling out to Gaspésie, and like a bunch of local local interprovince, and and kind of like from far, from far from one end of the province to the other, or from Ontario or from New Brunswick or whatnot, coming through the other ways. Places like that will end up drawing you in. And
Hmm.
it's probably only after that, like once things start to normalize a bit in 2021, 2022, then people start to get to know, like, okay, so there's some fire haze popping out here in St. Flavie. We got to check this shit out.
Hmm. That
Yeah,
sounds
I
accurate.
remember. I remember. I am always on the roads for to visit my parents. My father's in Granby, my mother's in Quebec City. I have a lot of family near Montreal, so I'm always on the road. And I remember at this moment, like bringing beer because we were not distributed. So all of my friends say, "Hey, bring me a 12 case, bring me a 24 case, so of this and this," because we were publishing our release even if we're not distributing. So yeah, maybe because of a little bit of that. So it started with uh, personal delivery
Like personal delivery, word of mouth, a genuine word of
by the
mouth
brewer.
by the brewer. I just double checked, and you are number 22 in all of Canada.
No, you're kidding, yeah?
Yeah. And
22.
22, ahead of a lot of like, you know, like both sides of you. There's some phenomenal breweries. Like looking at, and your average, because you mentioned that, is 4.05.
Okay,
So
nice.
you're
I was checking that though, the average. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular, man. There's some really like, you guys are in very good company. And I know that is, kind of bullshit anyway. I mean, Untapped is a whole other conversation. I like it just because I can keep track of stuff, but
Yeah.
some people base their lives
It's
on
a
it.
way to track. It's a way to track something, because there is no way to track it if you don't looking. Unless I don't know those way to track if people like your beer.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's at least it's
Where do
sort
you
of
track
market
if
research.
maybe you can listen podcast
Social,
too.
podcast, social media, I
Yeah,
guess.
but it's one, probably the best way to track if people like your new release. I check often, just check if my new beer just released that week in distribution will be appreciate all around Quebec, or just. And I use it just to track, because it's the way to track.
Yeah.
I know
It's
if my best friend can tell me it's the best beer of the world, but he's bullshitting me. You know, he's my best friend.
Yeah,
So
it
the
certainly
best way,
it
the
certainly has
best
the
way,
benefit of efficiency.
yeah. But the best way to know if people who don't know you like your beer, it's on tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a very specific market, meaning it's like cats like us. It's beer nerds who know their shit or think they know their shit, who are searching out new beers and things like that. Where it sounds like you guys, like you said, in summer the blonde outsells all the IPAs. So there's you're probably getting a lot of just holiday make, just people vacationing, just cruising. Maybe they're driving to Gaspé and then they're like, oh, let me stop here. This looks fun, and they don't even know. So they're like, I don't know, give me the yellow fizzy clear beer. So there's those type of people that obviously you have a lot of, and you make sure you cater to them, because it would be silly not to. But then you've got the haze heads. So the fact that you're that high up, I think would probably definitely be part of the attraction alongside. But it just sounds like word of mouth, which is fascinating to me, because I guess it's interesting to see when some breweries start off as like that hype. They've just from the beginning, Third Moon, Masorum did, etc. And when others like go along a journey, like you guys or Brewski, they didn't start off making killer haze. They were contracting and doing different things, and now it's a different level with them. So it's cool. It's really cool to see, and I feel like I see you guys a lot. I follow a lot of the depanneurs on Facebook and on Instagram, so I see a lot of the posts from the different specialty stores in Quebec that are stocking your stuff and everything. And it's cool when, I don't know. For me, I enjoy it because when I've discovered it, like this has been a great year for me. I've discovered a few really great breweries in Ontario and Quebec for the first time that it's just been really cool. Like Fidens, I went there like a month ago, but I discovered them earlier this year, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is amazing. And now you guys and Counterpart, who've been around for like 4 years, but I'd only discovered them this year. Things like that. I just think it's fun, and it's cool to see and now I'm aware of you guys. It's cool to watch and see what other people say, and to see other people get excited about what you're doing. I think it's dope. One thing I wanted to ask on this, based on the location, aside from Locked On, did Locked On make like New England IPAs like this at all? They do.
Yeah. They
Okay.
make really good. Yeah, they make really good New England. They were there before me. No, they opened at the same time. If at the same years, but they were making beer 1 year before us.
Okay.
Their IPA are really good, really amazing, beautiful Haze, different than my IPA, a little bit drier. They like bitterness, so they make a little bit uh, more bitter than me.
Mm-hmm.
But they are friends. We are all friends there. We're making collab. We make collab twice.
Nice.
We're going for a third one with another brewery in Rimouski, a small one called Le Bien Le Mal. So a threesome of collab, and
That's cool.
those
hot.
guys are amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so then I guess that means there is aside from the beer nerds. So aside from that, I'm just always curious at how like locals or just people in the area react to beers like this. Like, what do people just learn about beer by coming in? Is that how it goes? Who maybe aren't like beer nerds typically, or how do people react when they see these beers?
They have a lot of choice when they go to the Ketch. There's 11 taps, so
That's great.
yeah. But I think people are curious. I saw like older man loving New England IPA like we do.
Wow,
And
that's
I
cool.
think people are getting more curious. They saw that orange juice coming at the other table. They want to try. So
I like that.
I think, but it's I think like everything in our region, it's getting slowly if you compare to Montreal.
Right.
So it will but there's a lot of hophead in Rimouski, but the population is smaller than Montreal or Quebec, so you can notice it when you're going to a brewery. We did not sold out for a release. We always just distribute. So I think it's population uh, difference that make we don't sold out all the beer. Like remember when Bar Canada just released some IPAs at the beginning, and everyone are buying in the same day without distribution. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's not enough people here to sold all the beer at the release.
Gotcha. Okay, I mean that's a good thing for the brand, I guess, being that you're able to have inventory to send to Montreal, to Gatineau, to Sherbrooke, to all these different places.
But what we
It
don't
ends
have
up.
enough. We don't have a lot of beer. Like when we do like a dock 53, 54, it's like 32 case of each.
Oh
So it's
shit,
going. Yeah, we sell like
that's it.
half locally, and the other half is going with Bucket Distribution all over Quebec. So we don't have a lot of each beer, so it's going pretty fast. That's
Mm.
because we are a small brewery, that as you can see. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool though. Like that makes it more I don't know, fun to chase down, I guess, because it's not going to be that easy. And if a store gets Le Ketch in your area, then you're like, I need that, and you're gonna go and make sure you
Yeah.
get it. I know that Nate. Where do you always get it from? BrewHaha, right?
What do you say?
I
Yeah.
have gotten it from BrewHaha before. Most of
Oh,
what I've
right.
gotten
Okay,
from them
yeah.
has been direct from the Ketch though.
Okay, because I know there's been a couple times when you've been home, and I think so. Guillaume, Nate, and I Nate's parents live not too far from me. Nate grew up in this area, so when he's there in Ottawa, he can go over to Gatineau and he'll go to BrewHaha, and he knows if they got Le Ketch, don't ask, just get me everything.
Hmm.
And if you got it, basically. So I know that's happened a couple of times where they've had it, but I guess the point being is that maybe each store might only get one case if they're lucky. So that's cool for the the what's the word when there's just not a lot of stuff. It's what's the fucking word?
Like
Small batch.
the exclusivity.
Yeah, small batch. Both of those were exactly. Just people are like, oh,
Yeah.
I need to make sure I get it. If I see it, you don't think about it. You just get it because
Yep.
you don't know when you're going to be able to get it again. And there's a promise of quality, and you know it's going to be fire. So it's like you don't even have to think about it. I think that's good for the brand, for sure.
And there's something nice about the fact that even though it's small quantities, but like because it's not just all disappearing right out the door, like in a flash, it does make it a bit more accessible that it's able to get out to a bit to a bit of a wider region. So it's I think there's there is something nice about that some more people outside the local region region can get it. Like I remember it's not quite like that now, but I remember that like you were saying about Canada and their releases back in 2020, it was insane. It was you had to do the thing where you were waiting waiting by your laptop with your card with your card preloaded in your browser, hitting refresh, and if your hand slipped for for a second when it turned over, you were shit out of luck.
Yeah.
And that and then you just weren't weren't getting it, and then you needed to either be in line or you needed to have a mule in line, and that was just a whole crazy fucking thing. That's that was always insanity, and I had absolutely no patience for that. Personally, I prefer to just be to be able to go and get it from either a local store here, or if I'm in town, I can get it there. I can't deal with that kind of hype chasing hassle.
Yeah, that's in the past.
The problem with the not the problem when we distribute to other city than our region, when we distribute in our region, we're doing the delivery by ourselves with our truck.
Right.
But when we distribute with the distributor, like Bokeh Distribution, people all over Quebec get the product less fresh than when you bought it here.
That's true.
So
that is a thing.
Yeah, we have to live with that. To it's the only way to get the beer to all the cities. So yeah, it's
People
the only bad point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, you do it, but I think the fact that they can get a taste of it outweighs the freshness thing. Obviously, the fresher, the better, and it's always better to go direct to the brewery because then they don't lose any money in the chain. So you
don't want to do a 5-hour drive to get a 4-pack. So
there's that, And if you can just get what you need at the store, and it might be 2 weeks old as opposed to 2 days old, I think that's okay. I mean, look, to be fair, man, these beers are all maybe 2 weeks old, and they taste fantastic. 2.5.
Which one?
12th of September, and today's the 28th. What's that? 16 days. So it's like 2 and a bit weeks.
Kind of fresh.
They did they traveled pretty well, and I'll quote Cee on something here, because the first time that I sent him stuff there, one of the things that he said was he was more than it was some of, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but you were saying that this the haze held up to a couple of weeks of age better than almost anything you'd tried
yes.
before.
Yeah, I'm an age princess. I like the freshest. I'm definitely a princess. I like beers as fresh as possible, and I think basically you guys are one of the only, or very, very few breweries where I'm like, Nate, just fucking get it. Just get it. It's okay. And I feel like your stuff really holds up. I feel like up to a month is fine for most places. I would prefer no more than 2 to 3 weeks, but some people have different expectations and try and drink them quick and whatever. But I feel like from this year, I've been aggressive with trying to get as much as possible from the Ketch, and I feel like it's been great whatever age I've had it at. Some stuff, I know by the time I get it, I'm almost positive it's probably been a month old, Nate, if I'm not mistaken. By the time I got it in my hands, and it was fine.
Yeah,
it was great.
just by pure logistics, it's hard to get it to you any quicker than that, because usually by the time I get it, it's at least a week or two old, and then by the time I've got a box together and I'm it's either traveled to you via my parents or or in the mail or whatnot. Time passes quicker than than you'd like sometimes. So it usually does end up being at least 3 or 4 weeks before you're drinking it.
And it's never a problem. So then, Guillaume, for you, do you have like an ultimate time frame that you think your beers are best in?
I used to be a 2 months guy,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know, like not more 2 months.
Yeah.
But recently, I kind of find good things in aging a little bit more IPA, not more than 2 months, but they are still good. Some brewery have really short life IPAs,
Mhm.
but
Yep.
for other ones, it can just last long. If it's always keep at cold temperature, I guess 3 months will be
Be
the
okay.
maximum. But I will not
Interesting.
like drain a 2 months and a half beer. I will drink
Okay.
it
Yeah,
if it
if it's good.
well preserved.
Yep. Okay, that's a fair point. Troy from Badlands told us that he thinks his beers are optimal at about 4 weeks, or that's the top end. I got his anniversary stuff. I was in New England, and I left like the day before his anniversary party, so I got them like by the time they were like 3-4 weeks old, and I had them all around that time, and they were great. It was completely fine. I think it all kind of depends. I like that's one good thing about the hop burn and that greenness. I think it keeps them a little longer, and the flavors sort of change. Sometimes when they are young and they're really fresh, they might be a little harsh, depending on the brewery and stuff. But yeah, it's an interesting. I was having a conversation with a guy who works for Masorum today on Facebook, and he was saying he was really surprised I was saying this, and I was like, oh, I've said this forever. But each to their own. I think it's fine. And once again, I think it's more important for you guys to expand the brand throughout Quebec and beyond, by distributing. And it's better that people get the beer at 2, 3, 4 weeks than maybe not get it at all. And because
I guess.
they're still going to be good, they're not. It's not like it's going to be a sticky malty mess at 4 weeks, like
No,
they held up really well, which is great, which is
Yeah.
amazing for you.
I'm surprised all the Haze do not drop in our IPAs. If the yeast were really healthy, the Haze just hanging on till 2 months, 3 months. I'm really really impressed.
Yep. Yep.
I think it's time
Your
to
stuff
crack
has
another one.
your stuff has some good staying power, and it travels better than most.
Yeah. And by the way, this Yankee is phenomenal. I'm really trying not to
It is.
because I know we've still got a couple more beers to go, and I know it's about time right now. Just the sweetness is perfect on this. It's so nice. It works so well. This is fantastic. I feel like you said, I had this one. Nate got me this beer earlier this year, and I feel like you're right, because I know, Guillaume, you said you tweaked it a little bit. Like, this is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Fun fact: I just forgot to. It was a split batch fermenter, so I made a 10 BBL batch of that Yankee this summer, the one you got before. So the only fermenter empty I had was 2.5 BBL. So I split the same batch in 2.5 BBL and put the same dry up, but I just forget to double the dry up. So I just make a small dry up, and the original Yankee was more close than this one, that the one you had.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, I
It
think
was I made a mistake, so
I would never have guessed it.
I made a big mess.
Well, I don't think this beer is a mess at all. I think this is balanced, it's perfect, it's sweet,
No,
it's creamy.
this one, but the other one you got. This one is the real Yankee.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant this one. Okay, well, this is fucking exceptional. So,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it. Do
it
we
is.
want to jump into the next one?
The 50. Yeah, the
Let's do it.
54.
Let's do the 53, I think.
The 53. We started with the
53,
54.
sorry, yeah, 53.
Saint-Colin-Trois, look.
This one is like we said before, sometime I'm check on tap for the new one, and this one's kind of probably will be the best rated beer of the Ketch in history
Oh, oh shit!
because
God
like I
damn.
said, that that Peacharine is cheating.
Oh, it's Peacharine. Oh,
Yeah, it's
let's
100
go.
Peacharine, and it's cheating. It's like I don't know. It's
Ooh.
like putting
I think it's
magic
got to be one of the
in.
best hops. It's got to be one of the best hops on the market right
It's
now.
I just talked with Marie from Freestyle Ops, and she said that there was. I asked for Wakatu,
Hmm.
hops from New Zealand, and she said just grab it while you can because we just stopping to making this hops because we want to grow up more Peacharine.
Oh, that's a good. That's a good sign.
So they just remove
That is a
that
good sign.
Wakatu and plant new Peacharine plant.
That's so good.
Look at this. Holy
Oh.
shit. That's insane.
So is this the same base, like the same batch as Doc 54,
Yes,
and you
and
split them and then?
when I said it's cheating, look at the color. It's not the same
Yeah.
that the 54. Yeah.
No. So
No,
So
no, not at all.
The Peacharine just yellowed up that beer.
wow, that's
That
crazy. And it's still the local hop. So the local malt,
no
right?
local malt. Yeah, same batch than 54.
Wow. Okay. Oh, the nose is bonkers. Like it just
Wow,
smells like peach juice.
this is the best up for me.
Yeah. You think this is the
You can
one?
combine the Peacharine with everything. It will be great.
You know what? I agree. Nate and I both have that. I would say our favorite hop has always been Idaho 7. Conveniently, just happened to be the favorite hop. But I don't know. I almost kind of think I think I'm with you on this one. I think maybe Peacharine is the goat right now.
Yes.
Oof, gentlemen.
Oh, the aroma
Yeah.
alone is wild.
I
Yeah,
need to
look at
sip
this
this.
color.
Cheers.
Let's do it.
I think that that ups is like so cheating. So you can put a lot and double the quantity, and you will got no up burns. You will get no up burns and no archness. It's like cloud ups.
It's yeah. Wow. What a crazy hop, huh?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is insane. Um, did this one hit 6.5 in the end?
Yes. Flush.
Oof. Oof. Oh,
The
Oh,
same
oh my
that
God. The texture on this is wild. It's so soft and fluffy.
it's all because of Peacharine.
Hmm.
the
You know, but because you can compare with the 54 just before. It's the same beer, just two different dry hops. We got two pouches of Nectron in the 54 and two pouches. No, I lie. It's like 12 kilograms of Peacharine because I wanted to try it more because, like I just said, you can put more to get more flavors, and it will not be arch at all. It's
mm,
like there's no upburn with this
none.
hops.
Oh, this is just so exceptional. Just a note, I'm checking on Untapped. I have two friends on here. It says who rated this beer 5 out of 5, and overall for everyone who's having it, the average rating is 4.79. That's
Yeah,
fucking bonkers. And the first comment was, and they're saying it's left 4.76 global is justified. Whoever this person is. You know what? You're right already, and there's not even that many check-ins to this beer yet. So wait till this is brand new, I guess. Then,
yeah.
Guillaume?
This will be distributed locally tomorrow.
Oof.
Still available at the catch from the last week, but the distribution start tomorrow for local,
Okay.
and next week all over Quebec.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah,
That is so
thanks.
wild. Oh,
I'm pretty lucky to just uh, reserve that Peacharine on my
yeah.
contract last year because at the moment I tried it at the beginning. I think nobody was trying it in Quebec at this moment. So I was, holy shit, this is the best up. So I just write the girl and I say, just book my next year contract and to 2024 too, please. And she said, okay, no
Yeah.
problem. And like 3 years, not 3 years, 2 weeks later, my friend say, hey, did you get the Peacharine? Did you reserve your Peacharine? I said, yeah. He said, I was too late. 3 hours buy everything.
Oh
Oh,
no.
So at this moment, 3 hours buy all the stock left in freestyle hops for the Peacharine.
damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I was just at Treehouse when I did a New England trip, and I got there the trail, the lager, and I got the trail lager, the Peacharine dry hop. That was the one I got from that, and it's fantastic. I hadn't even tried the original. I was like, fuck it, I'm going straight to Peacharine. It's
It's what's
it's the
the
best.
name? Is it Jubilee?
Jubilee.
Ju-
Is that what the IPA?
Ju- yeah, it's with Peacharine.
Okay,
Jubilee.
I don't know if they had that.
Yeah.
So they must have used it for that. Oh, you know what? I think I saw them release that recently. But I grabbed the lager with that. So it's yeah.
Mm.
This is just crazy.
Okay, it was a lager. Okay.
No, what Trail was it's called Trail is their
Yeah,
lager.
yeah.
Because I went to Charlton and I got a bunch of IPAs, but I knew like I'm not gonna be able to drink it that quick, so I had to like not get too many. And then when I went to Tewksbury, the one with the golf course,
Yeah, the golf. Yeah.
I got the lager, the Trail with Peacharine. I got some of their coffee in a can. They do like all the coffee, and they had like a coffee stout that was crazy. So I just wanted to try their different stuff as opposed to just the IPAs. But I saw Trail. They had the original one. They had a dry hop with different stuff, and I went to Peacharine, which was definitely the move. Dude, this is crazy. This is like just fucking peach juice, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I've still got some bags for maybe 2 more batch or 3 more batch of
Oh,
all Peacharine style. I got a double. It was the Doc 28, so that one was the first release with all Peacharine last year's, and I have some can left, like empty cans to fill.
yeah.
So I will rebrew that Doc 28 soon.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Like it's 8% double IPA with all Peacharine.
Oof.
I'm fucking down.
Yeah, this is so wild. Like, yeah, this is crazy. This is unfair. Like you said, it's like a cheat code.
Yeah, it's a cheat code. It's the Konami code.
Is that like A B up down thing?
Yeah.
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 30
Video
life.
games.
30 life at Contra.
It's so funny though, right? If this beer and this beer are the same base, and you can just tell the color difference.
Yeah.
All because of the hop. Wild. And Nectaron is another phenomenal hop too. It's just funny that this is what happens.
Yeah, but just if you put it beside Peacharine,
Nothing compares.
yeah. But every people have their own taste. So some people prefer
No.
the mosaic, and some people prefer the Peacharine. So
I get it.
you can. I think everyone have their own taste.
Yeah. You'd be crazy if you don't like
Yep.
this though. Like this is just so crazy. It's nice to see the expression of it. I think I've only had a Third Moon and a Badlands beer that had 100% Peacharine that I can think
Oh,
of.
the Badlands
Pedestal?
pedestal.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Oh yes.
That was very similar to this, I think, as far as the creaminess and as far as that peach juice thing. And a Third Moon, I think it was the Observation series.
They're all they're all cheaters.
Yeah. You can't make a bad beer. I feel like what other hops are in this at this level? Like, does Nelson count in this level? Because Nelson used to be the god tier hop that was the most expensive, hard to get, and you can't make a bad beer with it.
You know what? For me, if I have to name a second hops like this one, that will make a great beer and no flawless beer, I think it's New Zealand Cascade from Freestyle Hops. It's like
Really?
It's
Okay.
amazing. It don't taste Cascade as you know.
Right.
It tastes like New Zealand's. It's like I think it's like a small, less powerful than Peacharine, but kind of Peacharine with a lot of citrus.
Yeah.
It's the New Zealand Cascade is really impressive, and I just for the next year I will use it a lot. I just contract like it's the ops I contract the most.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, look,
it's
you're
really
a smart
good.
man. So you're a smart man. This is like you said, it's a cheat code. You can't make a bad beer with the shit.
Yeah.
Like if everything is this good, do you think that does everybody know? Like when everybody, like, do you think it's well known that
I think it's starting to the New Zealand Cascade. Yeah, it's starting to. There's no more available right now at Freestyle.
okay?
You
What
have
about
to contract
Peacharine?
it.
Do people
Peacharine,
know?
Peacharine is like no more available like until 2025.
Wow.
If you like, if you don't
Wow.
have the contract right now for 2024, you will not have.
You're
It's
fucked.
not happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's so wild. Like, I knew it was. Do you know what? I feel like I needed to hear this. I needed to sort of like have this like. I remember losing my shit over the Badlands one and the Third Moon were as well, and now this is probably only, like I said, the third all Peacharine. I'm just like, oh, I think this might be the goat hop for right now, because it's interesting how hops change over time. Like everyone's losing their minds over Citra for a bit, and then Mosaic and I don't know,
Like
Galaxy.
past 2 year was Riwaka. Was
Riwaka,
super
I
hard
think.
to get. Yeah,
Yeah.
but not now.
But not now. What about So in my head, and I might be misremembering then, like I always felt like Nelson was like one of those like just like hard to get.
It's not hard to get. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
Still one of still expensive. Not as Riwaka, but still one of the more expensive op. I'm starting to like it more and more, the Nelson, especially from Freestyle. I think you understand that I like this brand.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's reason beside that. It's not a brand. It's just amazing hops. So
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
You know what
Nelson
they've
is
really. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
no. I was saying, I will have. I'm going to Toronto on Monday. On Monday to make a collab with Turn Moons. With
Yes.
I'm
go.
scooping. I'm scooping for a scoop, but it will be a double IPA all Nelson.
Hell
Nice.
yeah, that's fucking
Yep.
amazing. Are you going to
From
be
Is it
hanging
going to be
around?
called Is it going to be called Captain Bebo?
No. It's at Turn Moon. So
It's on,
yeah, yeah.
I
it's on
don't
the
want
Third Moon
want
side.
to
Right.
tell too much, but
Yeah, no,
I
that's
will
fine.
be
That's fine.
there. I will be there Monday night and Tuesday night.
Monday.
Oh,
Oh,
that's dope.
I'm going to
Yeah.
be in Toronto, and because I'm like in Hamilton, I'm like an hour away. I'm going to be in Toronto on Tuesday night.
Let's get a beer.
I'll talk to you after off air, and I'll tell you
Talk to
because
Bibo. Yeah.
I'll talk to I'm going to a show, and I'll tell you about it because as my actually I could say this publicly. Our friend Matt from Vox and Hops in Montreal, he's in a band called Cryptopsy, and they're touring right now, and it's not even my style of music, but he's my friend, and I want to go see him because he hasn't since I met him. I met him right before the pandemic, and then everything happened, so he hasn't toured. So they're doing a show in Toronto on Tuesday night on the 3rd of October. So that could be cool. I'm sure he would love for you guys to all come because he's doing a thing where he's putting people on guest lists if you bring beer. So I was like, I'll bring you some fucking beer, and I'll be like, Bebo, that's his shit too. He's a metal guy.
I will take a lift because after our collabing day, I'm maybe not able to drive.
Yeah,
That's it would almost be rude if you could drive after that.
particularly after a day of Third Moon. My God. Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm very happy to hear that you guys are working with them. Obviously, the other goats, Badlands and Third Moon are definitely arguably the two best in Ontario. There's a whole bunch of other fantastic, phenomenal haze breweries as well. So of course, it comes back to what we were saying before. Like, you guys all know each other. It's
We met
awesome.
we met at ceremony this
Yeah,
summer.
yes,
So I talked a little bit with Bibo. This guy is I tell me if I'm wrong, but this guy is the nicest guys in the world.
yeah.
Oh, you're
This
not
guy
wrong.
is
You're not wrong.
Bebo's
I
the
don't
best. He's the
it's,
best.
it's yeah, he's the best. So
He's
yeah,
a,
we
like
talk. He,
he's
he gave me some tricks for something. I asked him some questions. He's like, do that. And
yeah.
so we talk, and I say, hey, I would like to go to Toronto, and in October he said, oh, I come at the brewery, make a collab.
Let's
So
go.
it's happening.
Oh, I love that. I fucking love
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
Bebo is fucking great. He's like he's so nice and also just and so generous with with his time and like he is willing to give his time to anyone to anyone in this scene and
Yeah.
he and everyone who's met him as soon as you mention his name their face lights up because that's just the impact he has on people. He's such a nice dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
He got a positive, positive vibe on
Yeah.
every people, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, it's very cool. That's great, man. I'm very happy to hear that. That makes me happy that there's going to be more and like exposure as
yeah.
well to you guys in
It's
Ontario.
it's a week of collaboration. So I'm going to
Ooh,
Slake on Monday,
fuck yes,
uh,
they're great.
Yes.
then Turn Moon, and I'm finishing the week Thursday at Sir John and Friday at Mr. Ram.
Oh, let's go,
Nice.
dude. That's a great week,
I love my job.
dude. That's so
Oh yeah.
fire. Have you ever done any collabs in the States?
Never.
Not yet.
So I can tell that I have only one friends in the States for now, who is Zach from Bellflower Brewing in Portland.
I was just there.
So yeah,
Ooh.
so maybe one day, I don't know. I met him like this summer. We talk a lot, but there's nothing planned yet. But we'll see.
That could be sick. Bellflower's a really cool
Yeah.
place, cool vibe, and the
Oh,
beers are
it's
Yeah.
great.
one of the nicest venue, I think, in Portland with Bissell Brothers.
Yeah.
Those both places are amazing, and
Yes.
it's an amazing place. Yeah,
Did you,
if you go to Portland, go to Bellflower.
100%.
Yeah, I'm really mad that I didn't know that I didn't know about them because I was in Portland last summer, and I went to a lot of dope spots. I went to Bissell Brothers, I went to Maine Beer Co, I went to Allagash, but I didn't know about Bellflower. And there were some Maine people that I started chatting with on Instagram afterwards, and they were asking me if I went to Bellflower, and after three or four people asked me, I'm like, fuck, I clearly missed out on this.
Oh man, the
Yeah,
thing
it's
is
an amazing place. The beer are good, super
yeah.
soft, all on super soft. The place is amazing outside with graph, nice
Yeah,
patio. Yeah, I like
that
that
food
place.
truck.
The beer is
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
and it's on that street. So when we went, we were every place we went for like 2 days, which is not enough time. So I was
No, there's
trying.
too much brewery in Portland.
It's too many, man, and I was trying to do as much as possible. So the day I went there, I went to Maine Beer Co, Bissell, dropped the car off, went to Bellflower, Goodfire, Lone Pine, Oxbow, and and then another place for dinner, and I was done. And my hotel was connected to Shipyard, and I didn't go to Shipyard because it was just too much.
It's
And
too
now
much.
Yeah.
There's too much.
you need to go there for probably like 5 days, and then do maybe 2 breweries a day, and really casually soak it up. But I thought, you know what? I've never been there. Let me just like go nuts and see as much as possible. And by the end of it, you're just full drunk and tired. So it was like probably wasn't the
Oh
greatest,
yeah.
but you get the idea.
At
Of
the
how
moment,
good stuff is.
you got too much beer. You, if you want to drink more, you want a gin tonic or wines because
Yeah,
there's too much beer.
or just
Uh,
sparkling water at that point. Like, fuck.
next time go to Mass Landing. It's amazing.
That was another one I saw. There was Austin Street I wanted to go to.
Yep.
And I was only at Oxbow like 15 minutes before they closed. So I got one quick beer, like you're chugging it down. It was just, yeah, it wasn't the way to do it. But if you've never been somewhere before, and I hadn't been there, we went to Boston, we went to Fidens, and we went to Providence, Rhode Island, all these places I hadn't been. So I wanted to get the vibes and see what's up. But the point was that I think that the folks in the States would lose their minds. I feel like people down there don't know how good we have it up here. And this year, last few years, I didn't travel. I moved, and I was, obviously a lot of things were closed. But I realized in my travels this year, whilst everything in the States is phenomenal, obviously, fucking hell, man, Canadian breweries are just exceptional. In Ontario and Quebec specifically, we are so lucky. We have so many incredible breweries right on our doorstep that's, like, I gotta be real, like, as good as everything there, sometimes better.
Yeah, you know what? I think pandemic was a role to play in that, because we were not able to go to Vermont or something. So during 1 year or two, we have to just drink our own beer.
Yeah.
So, and I think we found that we are making fucking great beer. So I think it helped for the scene in Quebec.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, there's got to be something to that.
I've
Quebec,
thought that
Quebec
as well.
and Ontario.
Yeah. The two provinces are just like, it was like everything was already like exceptional, if we're honest, but I feel like it leveled up. And I found myself, and I don't like saying this, but I found myself going to the States and being disappointed and being like, Badlands is better, or like Third Moon is better.
I think there's two reasons. I think first one, your taste change and evaluate. What's the evolution of your taste?
Yep.
So the first Trillium you got don't taste the Trillium you got today, and
that's true.
Second things, our beer. The more we drink our beer, the more we found that beer we make here is good.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I would add that I feel like it's I don't want to take away from the work that people like yourself are doing. Like, I just feel like this is objectively good, and I feel like if someone in the States had this, they would be like, this is like world class haze. Like, this is exceptional. And I went to all those bucket list places. I'd never been to Massachusetts or Maine, so I got to go to all these bucket list places, and they were fucking great. Treehouse, I loved it. I loved Trillium. Like, it was we went to the one in Boston, the Fort Point. I brought a bunch of beers home. I had a great time, and I'm just like, it was phenomenal. It really was, but I think it was phenomenal because it was scratching like an itch of. I just wanted to go there because Cutting Tiles was the first. I think I had Citra Cutting Tiles was the first Trillium beer I ever had. So when I was there, they had Nelson, so I was able to grab some of that, and it was great.
And you were disappointed?
Not with that one, but I want to be honest. I got the Fort Point Pale Ale. If I didn't pay for it, I would drain it. Like. A few other things. Treehouse, I really like Treehouse. Like, I felt like Trillium's at the brewery, I loved it. Everything I had there was fantastic. And I got a bunch of like 4 or 6 ounce or whatever it was, so I could try more when I was there. I don't normally do that. But I bought a bunch of 4-packs and I wasn't stoked on it. All the Treehouse, fantastic. I was very impressed with the Treehouse. Fidens, I think, does the best haze in the States now. I don't think anyone's better than Fidens at this point. But yeah, it was just more like everything was really sick. Like, it was really enjoyable, and I loved it. And I liked the idea of the exploring and trying stuff and going to Bellflower and going to Good Fire, going to all of these different places. Maine Beer Co. blew my mind, like with the West Coast.
More old school.
Yeah, but it was refined. It was complex. It was phenomenal. And it offered a different experience because I'd been in this haze world for days, and then I got to go to this other place and have like these cool pizza and these Crispies and these Westies. But either way, I'm not taking it away from anything because everything was great, but it was just like, oh man, we really, really do. The Canadian craft beer scene, and particularly Quebec and Ontario, are just like, I don't think you can really argue it's world class right now. And I think guys like yourself are driving this forward, man.
It leveled up here for sure. There's no question.
And it's just cool. It makes me happy. It makes you kind of come home and I'm like, oh, sometimes when I go to the States, I'd be like, oh, I need to bring as much back as possible because this is better than what I can get at home. But I don't feel like that now. I feel like I'm bringing it back because it's fun to drink something different and it's fun to try stuff. And even if it's not the best thing in the world, I don't really care because it was really fun to go there and I enjoyed it. And it's just cool to drink something different alongside the things that I can drink at home. But I don't think I'm coming back and drinking. I'm going down in the quality of what we have here. And I think Canadian consumers need to, I'm sure everybody realizes that we should be very grateful for that and for the work that guys like yourself are doing and just putting in and studying. Like the way you've said, Guillaume, tonight, like you've studied, you've researched, you've talked to people, you've traveled, you've asked questions of different people and like, hey, Troy, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like, that is awesome. That's so cool because that means you're just trying to keep leveling up what we're drinking, right? So we're having this beer and this is probably one of the best IPAs I've had in 2023. Like, I'm not shitting you. This is fucking exceptional. And I know it's a cheat code beer, but it's also the base beer because we just had the base beer. And the base beer is great. So, things like that. I'm just like, oh, man, this is cool. And I'm grateful for that. I think it's just we're very fortunate to be where we are in the world with a beer scene like this and just be able to drink so good and support local businesses, which is what we need more than ever because of, we always say, like, in this economy, it's pretty rough right now for beer, for everybody. If you're going to be drinking craft beer.
Yeah, people don't have any that much money as 2019 to buy beer each week. So yeah,
exactly.
When people just buy our beer, I'm pretty grateful for them because I know it's hard to budget our entertainment budget,
Yeah.
Like we don't have like $2,200 a week to buy like a case, and when they choose your brewery, I feel happy.
Yeah. No, that's a great way to put it. Like, and you want to make sure. I mean, obviously, you are making sure that the beers that you're putting out are of the best quality that you're able to do. So that people are going to spend the money. And you said at the beginning that these beers aren't cheap to make. These hops are expensive,
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of people who want quality. I prefer, I like after beer taught me a lot about quality and that quality is worth paying for. We pay for better wine, better food. We only really eat organic food whenever possible. And drink local craft beer or brew, from small businesses, and that's important to me, and I think it's important to a lot of people. So the fact that it's this level of like world class quality makes it just sort of like a better dollar spent because not only are you supporting somebody, and some real people who are in the community that are providing this, it's I don't know, it feels better. You're feeling like that it just happens to be fucking amazing too. You're not you're not sacrificing quality for local.
It's the same thing that buying your vegetables to the corner
farmers market. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
100%.
But it's beer.
And it's a little more fun than a bell pepper. But it's just so good, man. Like this is like once again, we already knew that this shit was fire, but it's so cool to see this. But I know that we're about to sort of go to the next one. So obviously right now we've been focused on IPAs because the Ketch focuses a lot on IPAs. Not all, but a lot.
If I could, I think I will make only IPAs, but We have, like I said, we have a lot of people coming. They are not oped or they are not drinking IPAs, so we have to just make all the beer that people can find the one they like, blonde, red ale, fruit beer. So, and we got stout. It's the first we made. Then we made two others, but this is the flagship stout
Okay,
called Sierra Charlie. So
let's bust
is
that.
it the time? Yeah.
That's the time. Yeah, I know we
Yeah,
were
let's
just
do it.
talking, so we were letting it go.
So I think at this moment this is the best batch of that brand. Because at the beginning this beer was 7%, and in one moment I just the efficiency of the mash was horrible, always stuck mashing. So Troy, my friend Troy, said me just remove all the flakes of your recipe
Okay.
and replace by malt. And at this moment the magic happened, and we got this beer with local roasters called Chapeau Moustache. It's my neighbor here
Yeah.
in Rimouski. Yeah, it's my neighbor, and it's coffee forward, stout with cocoa, uh, milk, sugar, little bit, just a pinch,
Oof.
and
Just a
some
pinch.
vanilla.
I
Shouts
love
for
it.
Team Lactose.
Team lactose.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
like.
No, it's off lactose, like just a little bit.
Just a little bit. We love
Yeah,
lactose.
yeah. Well, we also love coffee too, though,
Oh
and
yeah.
shouts to Chapeau Moustache. My mother-in-law got me a bag of coffee from them for Christmas last year, and and it was fantastic.
Do they do
Yeah.
fire lattes and shit?
There's everything on the spot.
Okay.
But at the beginning, he was just roasting somewhere and selling on the internet. But now he got a venue to go, a cafe, so you can go there and have uh, what's the name, a biscuit and
Uh oh, like a yeah,
a scone and soup and latte, and I guess you can have any latte you want.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm huge on coffee. Like I love coffee so much. I'd probably even
He
take
loves it
coffee
more.
every day.
He loves it more than he loves beer.
I got bags of coffee right here. I got the on the set. I got the Treehouse coffee because I went to the Treehouse.
Is it good?
It's I'm drinking it right now. It's fantastic. The other one that's really good is Cloud Cover, the other half coffee. So they have a coffee brand.
How do you drink it? Like
I
espresso
drink-
or?
I don't have an espresso machine right now, but I use a oh my god, I'm having a blank. Mocha pot. A mocha pot. So I have a mocha pot, and then I bought like a I like lattes is my thing. So I bought a like a mini milk frother. I want to get an espresso machine, but the one I want's like $7,000, the La Marzocco Linea Mini. So I'm waiting. I want to get a good one rather than like $1,000 one. I want to get like the serious one. So the mocha pot does a pretty good job because it's pretty close to espresso. So I have like a milk frother. So I get oat milk and I put it in a little thing. It froths it up nice and heats it up. So I can make like a little mini home latte with it. And sometimes I just would either have it straight or I top it up with hot water to make like an Americano. And fantastic. I try to get beans from all over. Like I order from like Nectar in Quebec City or Structure in Montreal is one of my faves. There's some coffee shops around here, Detour in Hamilton. They're the local guys. They're great. So I just try and grab different stuff. And whenever I'm at a brewery and they had them, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna give that a try. And I got some from Trillium too.
Nate can bring you some next time.
Yeah, man. Actually, yeah. I would love to. If they're great, that would be this would be awesome.
Yeah, they're really
Yeah, we'll do that.
The nose on this beer is so
It's
good.
coffee.
It's like straight coffee with the vanilla.
Yeah, the things in that beer is it's like I dry up coffee beans.
Yeah, like whole beans.
I'm just putting whole beans a lot for 24 hours and then transfer.
Oh, that's so good, dude. Like the
So
aroma is beautiful.
The purpose of that beer, I wanted to get a stout that taste what a coffee bag smell.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great thing, gentlemen. Cheers.
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 Delicious. This is my second time having this beer. I had it the first time in March. So, is this would you say that it was
Yes,
have you
improved.
changed it up since improved? Yep.
Yeah. The one you got was 7%. This one is 8.5. So we just modify the process, like I said, with Troy advice, and after that, I just make the same beer, but with more body, more alcohol, same amount of lactose, just a little bit, just to run it up. Yeah, a pretty. I'm not a stout drinker, but I like this one as a dessert.
Oh, this is
I
great. This is so good.
I am a stout drinker, and I like my stouts to be a bit heftier,
Yeah.
and and this is money zone right here for me. And
Yeah.
and especially for a coffee stout too. Like this is
It's
this is
glorious.
fantastic.
Thanks.
So the can says 7%. So this is just maybe the older
Oh no,
can.
no. Okay, so I just forgot. This is a inside notes. We for this batch the can was already print. So when it 8.5, we just print small stickers. So I just forgot to put your stickers on the percentage.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
we don't
But
need those stickers.
but when you go to the store right now, you have a small white sticker on the percentage said 8.5.
8.5. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's this is money. Yeah, I'm a big stout drinker too, and I like them. You know what? I like all the stouts because if I'm having a regular night where I'd have like a crispy, couple IPAs, a stout or a sour or something, I like maybe a low ABV stout for those type of things, like a 5-6er, something like that. But I usually have a night of the week, which I haven't had for a while because I've been trying to stay on top of my volume of beers that I have. I have Big Beer Wednesday where I would drink big beers, and this, like an 8.5, is like be a perfect opener. So I would start with this beer, then I go to like 11-12%, like a big stout. And these, like, I love this ABV. It's perfect. And I like that it's got the coffee in it, which is still so much flavor. The vanilla gives it that like perceived sweetness. The lactose gives real sweetness, I guess. The body is fantastic. I'm so impressed, dude. This is great. I mean, I had the earlier one 6 months ago, but yeah, this has ramped it up even more.
Yes, I think that this it's a wrap for the recipe for this one. Yes, you still have some oat in that, but instead of flakes, it's malted oat, and the same coffee, a lot of coffee, 24 hours soaked.
Wow.
Vanilla from sorry, Colibri Vanille, and lactose from Lactose Factory.
I like the factory. Oh, that's so good. You know how you said you were naming things after like the alphabet, what the fuck's
Radio?
it called? Yeah, the radio. You know, like Alpha, blah blah blah. Sierra Charlie, like SC. Did that?
Yeah, it was
Stout Cafe.
Stout Cafe. Yeah,
Stout Cafe.
at
Love
the
it.
beginning, but after a couple of time, I figured out that we will get not enough letters to all the beer we are release. So so we started to jump into the other country radio alphabet.
Okay.
So we got some Italian. We made an Italian pilsner called Torino.
Yes. I think I had that.
Yeah,
Did you get me that,
I got
Nate?
that too.
Yes.
I did.
So this one we took it in the
Yes,
Italian
I did.
alphabet, and we will release
Oh, that was so good.
German pilsner in a month, and the name is Wilhelm. So we picked this one in the German radio alphabet.
That's dope.
Nice.
I like that a lot.
And In the stout, if we are talking about stout, we did not make a lot of stout. We made this one. We made Kilo, was coconut cocoa, and we made the other one was Hotel, was double chocolate. So we just boil
So happy.
a lot of white chocolate and regular cocoa in the boil. That one was not my favorite, but actually we got a maple stout that we bring out to 11% in the fermenter. So we just
Oh
make
my
that
God.
recipe. We made that recipe without any vanilla and lactose, but we still have the cocoa without coffee, but we still have the cocoa, and we just it was 8.5%, so we put a lot of maple syrup, like in
Nice.
secondary we just put maple syrup until we get 11%, and then now it's in barrels of acerum. I don't know if you know what is it. It's like
I'm familiar with like with SRM because I've become familiar with Distillery Saint Laurent, and I've had their like their stuff there before. It's quite nice.
it's like kind of whiskey, but all made of maple syrup. But this one
Yeah.
is Distillery Métis barrel,
Mm.
so it's a collab. So it's sleeping right now. Will be maybe released in March as
Okay.
the first bottle of the Ketch.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so okay, that's a scoop right there.
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
scoop. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that, Nate. We're gonna need that one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And you know what? It will be small bottles.
oh, the
Like
355s.
yeah, the
Okay. You
small
see,
one.
we like
My
that.
man,
We like
we
that here.
love the
We like that here.
355s.
Yeah, everyone don't want 750 bottles of
Oh my God.
11%
Like,
stout
No.
look,
because it's
man.
too much for one person. Yeah,
No, you're speaking our language here, and
Yeah.
like
yeah,
we're evangelists on this. We've talked about this time and time and time again. It's like when like we get like a 12% stout in a 750 ml bottle. Like sometimes it makes me want to blow my head off
Yeah.
because like I'm the only beer drinker in this house, and like and sometimes it just kills me to get like to get through those.
yeah,
The only way I can do it to get through a 750 ml bomber is to start it at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday and like just nurse it until like 7 or 8 p.m. Otherwise, I'm just dead.
Yeah.
So I really the
or
point I'm
just
getting at is
drinking during 3 days. Just put
Put a little stopper in
a
it.
cap on it and
oh
just
see
drinking.
yeah
The
that's
wine
yeah
stoppers.
that's
Yeah.
an idea too. But like anyway, I appreciate small format sizes for big beers. I really do.
Yeah. I feel like the days of the 750, whilst they're cool, I think that's like like it's a nice nostalgic thing, and I like the idea of it. It's just not practical. In that, like I feel like I don't know if people have got back to what we were pre-pandemic, having bottle shares and all of that.
Yeah,
But like,
but
it's just a lot of one beer to have alone, and it's doable. I don't know if I'm doing that. I've got a bunch of those as well. And on my big beer nights, if there's a 750, I would have to commit the whole night to just that one beer, which is okay. But I kind of prefer not to. I would just rather have half that amount, and I'm completely satiated with that. And it's almost like the brewery could probably make more money by selling more bottles of a smaller size to more people, and it's still like it'd be more than I would imagine. You got the cost of a 750, the cost of a 355 is going to be, or whatever it is, 375 is going to be probably more than half of that price of the 750. So then the brewery's going to make more money, and the consumer gets to have that beer alone. And if you want to share it, cool, but you don't have to share it. Otherwise, it goes in a cupboard or in a room, and you just let it sit there for 5 years, and you're like, oh yeah, I have this beer.
it's a little bit of more job that bottling small bottles than 750.
Oh, I bet.
But
Yeah.
at the end, I think it's more. There's more money to do with the small ones,
Yeah,
and it's practical.
it's definitely more practical. Is this something that is you looking to do more regularly as well once this one drops next year? Is this going to be
But we don't have enough space to have a real shay,
okay?
but we have. It's not the first barrel beer we released. We already had goes in gin barrel, blackberry
Nice.
goes in gin barrel, and now we have a. I don't know what's the name in English of this fruit. It's Camerise in
Camarines
French.
is Haskap, I think.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
So we have a saison with Camerise in gin
Nice.
barrel
nice.
too from Distillerie Métis. And at this moment, no more start for now. But I guess after that, we can just give the barrel to the distillery. They will put another rum or acid rum in that, and they will give us back after that, and we can share that barrel
That's cool, man.
until the end.
Until the end. I know the so like I didn't realize until I saw that reel you did, Nate, that Distillery Saint Laurent was based out there because we used to buy that gin in Montreal
Yeah,
a
man.
lot. They have some really fun stuff. So that's
They
very
do.
cool that you guys have like a cafe next door and a distillery close by as well. That's
Two distillery.
oh yeah. What's
Yeah.
the other one? What's the other one?
Yeah, it's Distillerie Métis. The Distillerie Métis
Matisse. Okay.
is the one that we got the barrel. The first goals we released was in Saint Laurent gin. But all those Acerum and next gin sour will be in Distillerie Métis barrel.
Very cool.
So there's not enough. There's not a lot of barrel that they just release. The gin barrel there's two, and we got the two. So it's
Nice.
super small batches. And for the Acerum, same thing. We got two barrel. I think we will release that beer like two different beer, like barrel one, barrel two, because it's two different
Ooh.
tastes.
Yeah.
So there will be a double release of that stout, but two different tastes, same basis, two different barrel.
That's smart.
Yeah,
When was that again? Did you say March 2024?
yeah. I think March for the sugar season,
Oh
la saison des
yeah, Sugar
sucres du
Shack.
Québec.
Yes, which is super fun. That's a great time because
Yeah,
it's basically
because
a
it's all maple,
yeah maple
maple
everything.
stout,
Yeah.
acerum. Everything is
Perfect.
the concept.
Yeah, hey man, you got to do it. I feel like there's basically the best, even from being out here now. Like, and I knew that when I was there, but like Quebec has some of the best. All the barrel aged stuff is always kind of been like a priority of Quebec, and people out here get pretty excited for the
Yeah.
Quebec barrel stuff. It's like Quebec has been doing it for longer and took it more serious, whereas here and more breweries do it, which is great. Whereas here is only it's a few, and the ones that do it are phenomenal. I think the drinkers get really excited though about the ones that are coming
Yep.
out of there. So that's fun, man. That you guys are doing that, particularly now with the reputation that you have for the haze, and your other stuff. Like this stout, phenomenal. The pilsner, the Italian pilsner, phenomenal. So it's like you guys are far from a one trick pony as such. Like, Le Ketch can do it all. Which is great.
It's yeah. I will take the comment, but I think the barrel is all experimental. So we'll see when it's come out. The goes was really good. The gin barrel goes
Yeah, that sounds
was
great.
amazing. The saison with the Camaries was really good, but maybe it can be improved. For the stout, we'll see. We'll have to taste often just to make sure that it will not taste too much the barrel. And we have just keep some unbarreled stout in keg just to make sure if we can mix it if it's too much uh, too much barrel, if the taste is too much like on liquor. Um, but we're ready to make a mix to adjust or blend if it's too much with another stout that will not be barreled. So it's all experiment here for us.
Like the young
We don't have
ones and
any.
stuff.
We don't have any bottle, bottle machine or something. It's all by hands. So
It's a lot.
so it's all experimental.
I mean, that's cool. Is that exciting for you as a brewer to just like try something different and that
Yeah.
could work, it might not, who knows, type of thing?
Yeah, for real, it's really we already have like volunteers to make the bottles. It will be like 2 days of bottling, like for
Damn.
1,000 bottles of small ones. So yeah, everything is prepared. It's really exciting because we never made this, but it can be a nightmare if if the beer tastes shit. So
Yeah.
Well,
so, so we'll see. Yeah.
I can't imagine you guys letting it out if you're not happy with the results.
We'll blend it.
You'll blend it, and that's the point of
There
young
you go.
beer, right?
There you go.
If it stays not as we want,
Yeah.
we'll blend it with another stout or some things. But
I mean, that's totally
yeah.
normal too. That's completely like, you got to get the profile you're looking for, and sometimes that means blending 1/3 young beer to 2/3 barrel, whatever it is. Who gives a shit? As long as I think people, if they're gonna spend money on something like that, like it's almost like, hey, did you make something that's like interesting, different? It's gonna be fun to drink and try. Then cool.
Yes, we got our first Brett beer too. Just lying in a barrel right now. So we have to do like the same as the stout. Just make it by the end, just to not contaminate the brewery.
Yeah.
So we have to do it on the side, by the end, and it will be released maybe at the 6th anniversary of the brewery. That will be June 23 to 2024, and it will be like seasoned barrel, Brett, and small. I don't know what's the name in English. The small apple, the super small apple.
Like crab apple?
I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that-
super
that'd be
sour small apple.
What's the French
So
name?
there's
Yep.
it's pommette in French.
Pommes.
So
crab
we,
apple.
we put that juice inside, and it will be like we use from Escarpment Lab Berliner Brett 1.
Okay.
That was supposed to be an old bottle of Berliner Weiss found somewhere, 40 years old, and they just take the yeast inside and make a yeast of this.
That's
And
dope.
we use this yeast for that barrel. It's a one barrel, so it will be super small lot, like 200 bottle.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of cool from you guys as like a starting point, because it's like they already know, the beer drinking public already know your quality of your haze and your other beers, your stout, the pilsners, all that stuff, the amber, the blonde. And then now you're introducing the bottles, and they're so hard to get. And there's like 200. I bet you probably put a 1 bottle per limit type of thing, like per person. Like, that's cool, man. I like it's a cool way to introduce it, and it's gonna create more interest in future stuff, because people, when there's that small amount, like people are gonna be pretty excited. I can imagine. From a brewery like you guys, who people are already excited about. Period.
I think it will be our first for that sour 200 bottles. I think it will be our first on-site release, like
Cool.
no distribution.
Yeah.
200 bottles.
200,
Yeah, there's
200
no point.
people,
Yeah, I'm sure.
one bottles by person. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
The first one. I guess I guess it will be good, but maybe this will never happen. So let's see.
200, man, like 200 bottles is not a lot. So
No, it's not a
between
lot.
locals and the people who are traveling to come and get it, whatever, I feel like I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. And it'll just like create an appetite for like a whole new kind of segment of drinker or interest in what you guys are doing, and it's like everyone knows that you could. I don't know. It's. I think it's good for your portfolio too.
Yes.
Everyone already knows that you're good with all these other styles. So like, what can you do with a barrel? And people will be probably excited to find out whether it's a sour or a stout. You know?
We're lucky to have those distillery so
Yeah,
close.
man. So cool.
To get those barrel. We just pick up with our truck. It's like 1 kilometers from the brewery, so
No, that's
we just
dope.
go there, pick up the barrel, exchange a 4-pack. Hey, taste this, man. Yeah, thanks. Going back to the brewery, it's really amazing. Same things
Cool.
for the Distillery Saint Laurent. They have
Yeah.
a great product and great barrels too.
Yeah.
It's cool. I guess it's like going to be just fun as well to experiment and try different shit. Like, you know, you're obviously doing a lot of experimentation with the doc series and stuff like that, but this is a
Yeah.
whole different type of experimentation for you as a brewer, and you could probably, just like the way that you figured it out with the haze and then ask questions of other people, you could do the same thing with the barrels. You know, you probably got like cats like the guys at BG in Quebec who have a phenomenal barrel program. Misorum's barrel program is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it
Brewski's
is.
barrel program is surprisingly phenomenal. Like everything we've had, you got me some recently, bro, and it was
Yep.
exceptional.
Yeah, the mage and
The
whatnot, and
mage,
then
yeah,
like and then there's folks like
Robin,
uh whole yeah Robin, holy shit, yeah,
Bar Canada,
and Alafu,
Saint Tite, yep.
yep.
Like this, Quebec has a lot of places. I imagine you guys would probably already be sort of friends with that you could ask questions of if you need to.
Yes, and thanks for the tip for BG. I never thought about it, but yes, I will have a small speak with
Yeah,
Max.
give Max a shout. He's the
Yeah,
fucking man.
do that for sure.
Max's
But
stuff is
yeah,
great.
Gab at
Boreal?
Meso can help
Oh,
me a
that's right.
lot. He helped me a lot in my life, so yeah.
He's the
I
man.
have a lot of friends can help me. I never ask for someone right now, but because it's more a long term batch, so
Gotcha.
just trying some things, smaller batch too.
I like that
If
style,
there's a
man.
problem, you can just erase it, and nobody
No
know
big
it.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. But yes, I can have some help from a couple of friends right now. There's good barrel things in Quebec.
This
Robin,
exceptional.
Very, very good.
Oval make
Oval.
some really good
Oof.
shit
Yeah, obviously Oval.
barrel. Yeah.
Pic Caribou, Brett de Sauvage. There's certain Dunham, Sutton.
Sutton,
Yes.
yep.
Yeah, or Dunham obviously. Eloise killing it.
I'm surprised that there's enough barrels for all Quebec brewery.
Yeah, really.
It almost doesn't make any sense. It's something, once again, we were saying Quebec is known for the barrels, and I feel like almost like if you into barrel aged beer, then you know that Quebec has got that shit on lock. And
Yep.
you know, it's good for you that you already know everybody, and there's so many people in Quebec that already have like a depth of knowledge, and you know like Nate, you mentioned Alafood. Like I was thinking of them earlier. I've been to the Shy there, which is the first time I heard that word. Is that right? Shay?
Shay.
And it's fucking huge with the Rouge de Mekinac, and they've got like 3 different temperature rooms where the barrels are stored at different temperatures and different toasting of the barrel. There's medium, light, and toasty. And it's just, and it was crazy, like just seeing what they had and what the way that they approach it. So like, there's a lot of people that you can sort of ask, and as you grow your barrel program out and just sort of learn the intricacies, because you've already mastered haze. If I'm honest, I think you've mastered it. Like it's exceptional, world class haze. So like, all right, keep doing that. Don't stop doing that. Don't stop doing the crispies, because I remember that Italian Pilsner was phenomenal. This
You would be surprised to see how we put our Shay.
Yeah.
So every every barrels are on a skid with some woods just retained.
Just
the
holding it?
barrels. It's all homemade.
bro, that's okay. And I think that's okay because do they work? Who cares? Like, I think that's kind of cool
Yeah.
because right now it's like you're in testing mode. It sounds like, and you're doing
Yeah.
very very small batches, 1 or 2 barrels. So it's like it doesn't have to have that, those metal things with the fucking boom boom, and you have
No,
like
no, it's
four
just
of them high, and
it's super small. We got 5 skids,
okay, there you go. So
five
that's
barrel.
okay. 5 barrels. So cool.
Yeah.
Start with 5 barrels, and you play around and you kind of go from there. It's just I can imagine it being kind of fun as a brewer to try and get involved in
Yeah.
that kind of world. Is super cool. So no, I love it, man. So do we want to keep going, or do we want to wrap it up? Do we want to do like a bathroom break? What are we feeling? Did we get everything? I think we hit about 2 hours and 10 minutes, which is kind of what we were talking about. Like,
If you have more questions, I can stay. I don't need to go to the bathroom right now. For me, Nathan starting to have yellow eyes, so maybe.
that's the episode name, Yellow Eyes. Nathan's Yellow Eyes.
Oh my god. Oh jeez. No. Like I mean, we got time if if we got more, but I think we probably covered a lot of it.
If you have more questions, I'm
Well,
not. Are we?
I guess the main thing I'd like say if we were to bring it on home in this general little part, like what can people expect from the Ketch moving forward? Obviously, you got the Haze going on, you got the Crispies, you got some stouts. You're about to have a bunch of barrels. You got the other stuff at the brewery that is for people maybe who are just looking for something more approachable, something like a blonde or an amber and things like that. Like, what are you guys sort of moving towards now?
I guess just the not a problem, but the place that we can improve. I think it's to have some crowd all year longs. So all Ketch month are not the same. So we got great
Yeah.
month June to October. After that is kind of shitty. So
Right.
if we could, but it's hard to improve because there's not a lot of people living around the Ketch. The biggest city is Rimouski, 30-minute driving. So if you want to go and have like 5 beer at the Ketch, you can go back at home by driving. So if we could have the same amount of people all year long, it will be amazing. But actually, I don't know. We have to distribute more, I think. So we
Yeah.
choose
Tourist
we
zones
choose
are tough.
what?
I said tourist zones are tough.
Yes. Yeah, during the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
we
winter's
choose
a bitch.
our point of sales, so maybe we can just open a little more. But I think we already have the best store that keep the beer fresh and not at odd temperature. That with a big uh, movement, like they sell all the beer they buy. It's hard actually for us just to keep it stable all year long. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge to kind of balance it out and to keep that going. And I've like, we've heard that a lot. A lot of breweries some breweries are saying summer is the worst part for them, but like the spring and the fall are really good, and the winter's quiet. Like it's interesting how sort of the busy season is for different places, and it's really more. I think what you said is right. I think distribution might be the secret to that.
You know what? I know what will be the secret. It
Yeah.
will be if Quebec law change. If we can ship beer
Yeah.
all over the province like
Yes.
Ontario,
There
it will
it
be
is.
amazing.
Honestly,
There it
that
is.
pissed me off so much about Quebec. Living there for 10 years and seeing Nathan, who is just across the border, being able to order anything he wants in Ontario to get it delivered, but we can't order anything on our side in Quebec to get. It's so dumb. And if you think about COVID and how many laws changed, like in Ontario, we had the thing with the cafes, restaurants, and bars are able to sell cans and bottles to go of wine and beer, and I think some places could sell liquor. That was never happening before. So like my favorite place here is a cafe, and they have the best beer fridge in Ontario because he goes to Badlands every week. He goes to Third Moon every week. He gets Willowball delivered every week. Sun and Hill, Godspeed, Dominion City, fucking Beer Lab, Counterpart, like everybody, Burdock, Blood Brothers, Bellwoods, everybody, Town, like Fine Balance, like killing it. Then in Quebec, they let, say, Judiciel in Montreal finally be able to sell their own beer from their own brew pub, and they weren't allowed to before because they sold food or whatever. So then instead of going to the dep up the road, they could get that. Fantastic. So why didn't they open it up to the shipping? Because if we could order, if you're in Montreal, you could just order every week from the Ketch if you wanted to, and you just ship it out. Like it's...
you can just buy some wine and liquors to the SAQ online, but beer is not available.
Nope.
See, it's arbitrary and it's ridiculous, and I'm about to say it's funny. It's not funny. It's actually fucking annoying. Like, why didn't they change that law? That would, because when you think about why did they change the laws? Well, when the world was going crazy and things were being restricted, they wanted to make business a little better and a little easier for people, which particularly the alcohol industry was fair. And the thing is that why didn't they change that law? Why didn't that law change? That's the craziest one to me.
Not just that law.
I mean, there's
a lot of law that could change. We cannot in Quebec go to a market, a farmer market, and sell beer. It's not
legal.
You cannot. Yeah, you cannot.
That's crazy.
It's not legal. You cannot can our own crawler at the bar. If there's a special tap on and you want to go home with a crawler, you cannot tap that crawler, seal it, and sell it. You have to fill the crawler in a production space. Like United States, in United States, you can just get a crawler. Growler is okay,
one thing, right?
Not crawler.
See, that's stupid. It's the same concept.
Yeah, I think it's too old, an old guard.
And it's the law from 1928, is what I understand, is the Quebec law. I heard this when, in the last couple of years, it was 1928 is the law that was passed for prohibition stuff, and they're sticking to the same laws from 1928, nearly 100 years ago. It's mind-boggling to me that at a time when, say, like during the pandemic, when shit was fucked, and then now when the economy's bad and the interest rates are high and inflation is high and businesses need every advantage they can to survive, when we've lost, from what I understand, like thousands and thousands of restaurants across the country, so many small businesses have closed. You go to any main street in the country and a lot of businesses a lot of windows are covered in paper or whatever. Like, make it easy. What is the problem? It's so crazy because these laws don't make any sense in 2023. Like, I feel you, man. It's so stupid, and I feel like it's just like alcohol. And this isn't... I don't think there's anywhere in the world where it's good. Like, in the States, it might be better in some ways, but then it's worse in other ways. Because they've got that 3-tier system that's weird there. In Australia, they got some things good, some things bad. The tax down there on alcohol is crazy. I was paying like $19 for a pint down there at some point.
Oh, shit.
Like, and people weren't even blinking an eye because they're so used to it, because that's how much the tax is on alcohol. So it just doesn't make any sense to me that they would like change some stuff but not others, and it doesn't like hurt. From what I can tell, it doesn't hurt anybody, and if it does hurt anyone, it's the monopolies that, like the beer store and all that bullshit that's owned by multinational conglomerates. And Yeah,
Sometimes the Brewers Association, the IMBQ in Quebec, trying to change some things often, but I don't know what it will take to really change it. I don't
yeah.
know. Someone have to
Explain that to us.
get up and
Yep.
just speak with the right person to
Yeah.
Yeah,
change all these
I
things. Yeah,
remember. Yeah, I remember like a little while back. There was sometime in 2020 when Bach Canada did that beer with the
that
can. That
beer
was
with
a
a
letter to
text,
the
with the
Quebec
big
government.
text.
Yeah,
Gerard
yeah,
Como.
that was
Oh no, the other one.
no,
Yes,
no,
during the
not
pandemic.
Gerard Como. Like the one where the
I
label was
remember.
like the entire label was the letter to the Quebec government, basically.
Yeah, which was cool, but
That
like
was.
it didn't convert, and
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. But my point was more that it was like like it was a worthy gesture to kind of
yeah,
point out the like the bullshit of it, and like and just how like and yeah, like I mean we know it didn't do anything, but I think it was a worthy gesture
I
at the
agree.
very
I agree.
least.
It's just so silly to me when like if you are the Quebec government and you look to Ontario, your neighbor, and in your own country, and you're like, these guys have been doing it. People aren't dying in the streets from shipping alcohol. How about we let Quebec breweries ship alcohol and have an online store? Like, if you go to Savannah, Georgia, Las Vegas, Nevada, Key West, Florida, you can drink legally in the streets, and people aren't dropping dead from drinking in the streets. You go to different places. The whole Canada is legal weed. You go to Massachusetts, it's legal, but you go to Florida and it's decriminalized. You got this Delta 9 bullshit or Delta 8, whatever the fuck it's called. This like whack ass weed stuff. Like, it's just like, it's
And not
so. You're not familiar?
And not to say, well, I mean, no, I'm not as familiar with the weed shit. But what I was going to jump in and say is like, not to say that Ontario is like is really up to speed on
Oh, it's
like
not.
on
It's
everything.
far from it.
Like we've got it, like we've got a ton of shit here that we're like that we're very fucking whack ass behind on. But
Could
like
not
I
agree
mean,
more.
but I know that wasn't your point. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like just to say like there's shit that's really behind on whack ass laws everywhere.
Everywhere. I get that. That was exactly my point. Was that
Yeah.
nowhere is on point, and that like Ontario can learn. Excuse me, learn from Quebec by like, hey, they've had excuse me, craft beer in depanneurs forever. People aren't dying in the streets. Like, what are you scared of?
And like
Gas
or
stations. Like
or like drinking in parks, like
with
Jesus
a
Christ,
packet
it's
of chips
fine.
and a sandwich. Shut the fuck up. I
It's
lived in Montreal for
fine.
10 years.
It's
It was
fine.
no one cared because they have three drinks and you're like, I'm gonna go home now because I need to piss. Like, it's not like that serious, and it's all these different things where like when you're looking from the outside and you're like, well, Ontario does this and Quebec does this and New York State does this and Vermont does this and you're like, but nobody's talking, and it's just like it's really hard to make sense of it. And I have a lot of empathy for businesses, particularly breweries and other alcohol producing businesses that aren't allowed to do these things, that have no real grounding in reality. There's no damage being caused to humanity, to the population, you know from doing that. People tend to be pretty responsible. There'll be a few people who aren't responsible, and they'll be caught for not being responsible, and that's okay. But what's gonna hurt for shipping to somebody? Like, there's no, because when you deliver the beer, when you're being shipped, they check your ID at the door when they deliver the package. Like, it can't be anyway. It's just like it infuriates me, particularly as living in Montreal for so long,
yeah,
and it was so hard to get beer, and all I wanted to do was support different breweries, and it's really difficult to be able to do that. You know.
yeah. There's so much law around the beer making. It's like ridiculous. If you
Yeah.
compare to Ontario and if you compare to other country, like I went to Blood Brothers and I just took drink a beer just beside the fermenter. That was not possible in Quebec. It's not possible to
Yeah.
go in the production room to have a beer with a table for clients. It's not a thing. It's illegal.
Hmm.
You cannot have a table just beside the fermenter.
Right.
You have to have a closed, airtight space and
Yeah,
the tables are just outside this. In
and
Ontario,
that
it's not
seems
the same. You can have
yeah, it
in
seems.
United States like BBCO is just just beside the guy canning.
Oh, it's right there. It's right
The
there.
old place.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's right there. Like it seems completely arbitrary.
That's what it is,
Yeah,
arbitrary.
and people's trying to change things, but I don't know what it will take, but nothing's happened actually.
Yeah, man, it's one of the more frustrating things. I'm sure we could go on about it forever. It's just like it just doesn't make any sense. I think even more so now, if you look in the context of the last few years when things were rough for everybody, particularly businesses, when they changed the rules for some things but not others, and then now you look at things and we've got interest rates. Everything's more expensive than it's been since I've been in this country, and I've heard it's happening everywhere. It's not just Canada, but still, like, it's even tougher. And you're still not going to change it to make things easy, to make these businesses that employ a lot of people and that are community hubs. Like, breweries are hubs of a community. People go there, they hang out, they talk, they have trivia, they like bring people together, and they more importantly than anything, they employ people. Like, why are you making life difficult for people who employ people? I just don't understand that. Like, it's so obscene. Then yeah, the alcohol things and the permits and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, it's all relics of the past, and for some reason that won't change. And I don't know who's like who can lobby to change that, but it's I guess you just got to work within the system that we have. And at the very least, even if you think about it, like what you guys have done at the Ketch, being so far from Quebec and from Montreal, to be able to make that level of a name for yourselves, and then to get traction with the folks out here in Ontario as well, who are doing the same type of thing, is very impressive, man. So I mean, on the positive side, you got to give yourself some props for getting the word out and for people understanding what you guys are doing and what you're bringing to the game. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm a beer geek. So if I no,
Yeah, man,
I'm a
that
beer.
helps.
One thing you should know is we are two people working at the factory. There's
Okay.
two employees. It's me and Dave, and
Big ups, Dave.
we are two people. So every cans that you have in your hands have been touched by me and Dave, because everything's made by hands. And it's because I'm a beer geek. I want to taste everything. I want to travel, meet peoples. So I guess when I'm going to Toronto, Montreal, or Gatineau, I'm bringing some cans, giving some cans to friends, and all the words is spreading with that things. And I think year by year, there's more and more people having tasting the Ketch, and maybe that's why we have some geeks or fans liking our beers outside of our small region.
That makes sense.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. More people should be tasting Le Ketch.
Could not agree more.
Thanks.
It's truly world class, impeccable beer, and I'm just, it's been really cool, man, to get the story and to really like hear how it all went down. And it's very encouraging to hear that you already worked with Badlands, now you're about to work with Third Moon, all these other cool people in Montreal and Gatineau and stuff. And yeah, man, it's and then there's barrel aged stuff coming next year as well. And like, I don't, to me, it's super exciting to discover a brewery like you guys this year. Like, once again, my favorite, I got, in Ontario it was Counterpart, and in Quebec it's Le Ketch. That's what been my two favorite discoveries of 2023 in Canada, in this region. And it all it does is make me like, fuck, man, I wish I knew last year. Like, oh man, I wish I knew the year before. So
No, it's okay. Last year was not that good. This year is amazing.
this year from the man himself. So like,
Yeah.
I just like, you should be proud, dude. And I think it's really, really sick. I think that beer of this quality needs to be talked about, needs to be celebrated. I think it's really important that the best at what they do get their flowers for what they do, and obviously the other breweries that of your caliber see that and are working with you. You're about to go, you're taking your time, which I can imagine is quite valuable, because like you said, it's only you and Dave in the brewery there. You're leaving, so maybe Dave isn't coming with you. He's gonna have to take care of the beers at the brewery. Is that right?
Who are you talking?
Would you say his name was Dave? Who's your?
Oh yeah, Dave. Yeah. This is Dave is like he's a brewer from Noctem that decided to move in his hometown in Matan, and we just hire him to be like helper, like
assistant brewer.
Yeah, assistant brewer, but he brew too.
He knows
so
what's up.
like next week when I go to Toronto, he will brew
He'll take over. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
he take care of the beer,
So
dry
he'll
up.
be
He'll
be
he's
taking care
washing
of it.
fermenter. He's making everything. That's my right arm. So
That's dope.
I'm not sure if he was not there. I need someone like this guy. This guy is a passion guy. He's amazing. For real,
Shouts to Dave.
I need him.
Big ups,
in the
Dave.
brewery.
That's awesome. But like having someone like that allows you to go and travel to spread the word of the brand, and I think that's really important for you're a hops guy, you're a haze guy, you're a beer guy. You understand the importance of the brand being spread by you being out there. So you need to go to see the boys at Third Moon and do the collab and meet people. You need to go to all these places to be there physically, so that and bring them beer. Be like, try my shit. This is fire.
You know what? That's why. That's what I'm explaining to the other.
The other
owner of
owners,
the brewery, like when I'm going outside. So I said, hey, I'm doing for collab, but it's for spreading the Ketch brand, spreading the Ketch name. So people in Toronto want to go to Gaspésie and will stop to the Ketch. Same thing from Montreal, Gatineau, La Chute. So yeah, collab are like a place to exchange ideas, making friends, and spread the brand. So
Yeah.
you need to collab. Sometimes people tell me, why are you doing so much collab? Just to meet some people.
Oh my god, it's fucking big, man. Because like that's like it really like highlights it right there. It made us pay attention, because when we see the Ketch like collabing with Troy at Badlands, that forces us to pay to pay attention. We're saying like, holy shit, what's going on at Ketch that Troy's collabing with them? That's what makes us ask the questions and say like, okay, we got to get fucking back there and get and try some of those beers. Like there's
100%.
so much value in that, so much
value. And
Yes.
and the thing is about like, I think the best part between Ontario and Quebec is that like it's easier to travel in Canada without going over the border. So like people from here are going to go to Quebec. I have people hit me up all the time. I have a note in my phone of Montreal things to do, because people hit me and my girlfriend up all the time about, hey man, I'm going to Montreal. Where do I need to go? And I've got a brewery list, cafes, brunch, dinner, like sightseeing that I just copy and paste.
You make a copy paste.
Copy paste. I'm like, the tourism office should be paying me the amount of people I've sent. It's absolutely insane. And I make sure that people know. And I feel like there's a big thing about that. And if someone's telling me they're going there, I'll be like, look out for Le Ketch. Make sure if you go to any of these dépanneurs, look out for them, and whatever they have, just buy it. So like, all of that is important. There's a lot of travel between the two, and they're going to see your name at Third Moon. And now they've seen your name at Badlands. They're going to see it again at Third Moon, right? What's that marketing rule? If you see something 7 times, that's when they take action. Have you guys heard that before?
No?
It's like a rule of
I've not
marketing.
heard that.
So basically, someone needs to see something 7 times to be able
to remember it.
to remember it and to
Action.
actually buy that thing. So if they've seen it at Badlands, now they're going to see it at Third Moon. But if you count it, they'll see their friends post about it. They'll see, the brewery post about it. Blah 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 over time. But they get the same people who follow Badlands and Third Moon are probably going to follow Masorum, are probably going to follow Sir John, are probably going to follow Brewski, and you're going to go and do collabs with all of these different people. and then it's just going to keep adding up and boom, 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 and they're going to keep seeing the name and the name, and they're like, oh, who the fuck is Ketch? Oh, these guys. Oh, I need this, and they're going to go and beg their friends in Quebec to be like, oh, can you get me some? Can you get me? You know, and that's just really how this works. So it's more just like being around and going to the places and meeting the people, and you know, showing up, showing face, shaking some hands is really beneficial for the brand. And I feel like the world of that you're operating in, of like god tier A1 haze, is probably less. I was gonna put a number to it. Probably not small. I was gonna say like less than like 12 in between the provinces, maybe more. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many A1 haze breweries are there between? You don't have to name them, but between Ontario and Quebec, do we think there are like 12?
I would say that's about
20?
right. I would
12
say
to
that's
20,
about
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
12 to 20 to be
I'd
gracious.
say so.
Yeah,
So
I would say 10.
Okay, 10. Beautiful. So I think there's 450 breweries in Ontario, probably something like that in Quebec. But if it's less,
we don't have a beer of each of those breweries, so we can like scientifically tell it. But
you know what I'm saying, right? Is that like the people who drink Badlands and Third Moon are going to drink Masorum and Brewski and Sir John and Willowbold and Counterpart and Rouge River and
you're
BG
name dropping some stuff.
and Ketch. But you know what I'm saying? That's the people that drink all the same shit. Those people go to fucking Fidens. They go to Treehouse. They go to Bissell Brothers. They go to all these places. So it's like it's a small but like elevated scene, and you guys are very, very much in that world. But I think you're the lesser known in that world. So to get known, and once they try it, like, it's going to be a problem. Like, it's going to be hard to get your stuff. And this is it's almost like, does everyone need to know? Because it's going to be really hard to get Ketch, but they should fucking know. People really should know about this.
Like, it's so good that it should be harder.
It should be hard to get, and maybe that'll change things for you guys. That demand gets so high that you get more fermenters or something. You know.
I guess if we have a Montreal store called Le Ketch, and we were selling only Le Ketch there, will be amazing.
That's what it should be.
We'll sold out super fast.
That's
but
the
there's
dream.
a lot of people. There's a lot of people in Montreal enough to buy all the Ketch beer in one day. So
it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe I
another
should
thing.
talk with my co-partner to
And
just
see what's
open
up.
a store. Of
Cibois
Ketch.
did it. You know, it's like, I know the rules are probably a little tougher in Canada from what I've seen, but almost every brewery in the States has a second tap room in another city or another area. But in Canada, it's very few and far between because it's so difficult.
Pit Caribou.
Pit Caribou, Cibois. I can't even think of many in Ontario.
Like Bellwoods, maybe, but
Bellwoods have got Bellwoods had the original, but they're both breweries. There's a brew pub and a like a Usine, what is that in English? A production brewery. So either way, though, it's like you guys are really in that world, and it's really about spreading the gospel of what you guys are doing to those people, so they're like, oh shit, like this is what I need. And I feel like the people out here are very excited. Just like when I was in Montreal, the people in Quebec are excited about Ontario beer, are excited about, you know, we're all beer geeks, man. We're all just excited about cool stuff from doesn't matter where. It's, you know, and if there's something cool coming from Quebec that's a brewery that like they maybe weren't familiar with, and they're like, oh wow, this is exceptional, you know, I think it's cool. So what you're doing is like the first, like, you know, you've already done it, obviously. Now you're just ramping it up a little more. So I know I'm excited to watch, man. We should do this again in like a year, and see where things are at.
I love the invitation.
Yeah, man. Nate and I love to do these pods sort of once every 12 to 18 months. I think is a good time to chat again, because a lot of things change quickly in this beer world. And you know, I feel like you've obviously been operating at this higher level at the very least. What is it? The 28th of September right now. So for all of this year, you've been operating at this level, as you said. So by next year, another 12 months on top of that, I mean, that's pretty cool. I'd be very curious to see what's come about with these barrel releases, with these more collabs. Hopefully there's some stuff coming out of the States that you collab with, because I feel like the Americans would love what you're doing. And maybe there's what's, if you go down to the States from Rimouski or from Sainte-Flavie, what is it? Maine, the top of Maine, right?
Yes, Maine is like 2 hours from Rimouski.
2 hours. How far to Portland?
8 hours.
Oh fuck, that's the same as here.
Yeah, but you can get to Bangor in like 6 hours. The closest town is Fort Kent. So that's my friend there who just entered me some beer from the United States, because it's coming always to Rimouski. So it's just bringing me some good beer. He's from Virginia, but living in Fort Kent. So yeah.
Okay.
I guess that brewery is the First Mind Brewery, is the closest from United States.
Okay.
But I think Portland could be something possible. I don't know. I have to meet some people there to maybe one day make a collab with United States brewery. That was my first love. So I have to say before just that my first IPA, my first New England IPA that I love the most, that was bringing me to the IPA style, is the Nordef from Oval. That IPA was available all week long for a long time. So this IPA was the one that made me love the New England style.
That's great.
I can see that.
Yeah, which is phenomenal. So, I mean, look, man, I feel like you've got a very promising and exciting future ahead of what's happening with the Ketch, and I'm excited to follow the journey, man. It's been really cool this year to sort of learn about you guys and learn what you're doing, and now we got the story, which is beautiful, and then just to follow it and keep in touch. Hopefully catch you next week, but
yes,
yeah, to see what's happening over the next 12 months or so. Like it's very cool, man. You should be stoked. So congrats on everything, dude.
Yeah, and maybe Nathan can bring you to Rimouski in his in-law family next summer, so you can have a campfire together.
I would love.
Yeah,
to.
man, I would absolutely love that. I mean, I'm there. I'm there 2 or 3 times a year, so I'll definitely hit you up the next time I'm in town.
Make a small place for Craig.
Please, can I get in the trunk?
We'll do.
I was getting a trunk.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll make it happen.
I'll cuddle up with the cases of beer, and we'll do it. Let's take a screenshot. Do you guys want to hold up the some beers, and we'll we'll get. I know we're doing some other just to grab one anyway. What we got here? Let's do some Duck 53. Well, let's do a Yankee. Let's fucking go. There we go. Oh, Yankee. Oh, shoot. Let me face this around, right? There we go. All right, everybody ready?
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Guillaume, stick around. I'm gonna wrap this up and stick around afterwards, and we'll finish off the call. But dude, thank you so much for your time and for hanging out and for the beers, for the conversation. This was fantastic. Nate and I truly are very, very big fans of everything you're doing, and genuinely excited to see where everything goes in the future, man. So congrats. Appreciate you.
Thanks for your kind words. Man.
Really appreciate you. This has been a blast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're a champion. Where can everybody find Le Ketch online? What's the best place?
Find Le Ketch online in the store.
Oh, like, is it leketch.com?
Okay, yeah, it's leketch.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And
I think it's Microbrasserie Le Ketch.
Yep, that's right.
L-E, not L-A. Once again, stick around afterwards. We'll finish off there. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit that notification bell, Nathaniel.
Ding.
So you know when the new drops. Follow us everywhere at BAOS Podcast. Follow Nathan at NathanDoesBeer, NathanDoesBeer.com as well for all of his content on BOS, but obviously he's here with me on the pod every week. What's the next thing I say? Check out the long form audio, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, fucking Google Play, wherever you get your podcast, we're all there. Chuck us a 5-star rating, particularly you see Guillaume's face. He needs that 5-star. Give him that 5-star rating. And if you're in Quebec, grab that Le Ketch, ask for it at your local specialty store. If you're not in Quebec and you have a friend in Quebec, make sure you beg them to get you some. You will not be disappointed. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.